and why shouldn't
More
he be
importantly is
having a stroke?
How is he doing that with his
He's lagging.
Why is Thanos?
He is definitely lagging. So, you guys had some questions. Ryan, you got other questions about last week that you want me to answer?
So many, not right now, no.
Oh.
We'll figure it out as we go, probably.
Okay.
We did we had, oh gosh, I want pizza so bad right now. We had no conversation about Sell It.
Nope.
Yes.
We should do that on recording.
Not because
I'm already recording, so we can get this stuff out of the way, but it's there.
Okay.
I wanted to. My biggest thing for him. Sorry, I know you brought it up, but yeah, that reminded me. The biggest thing that I had was what happened to him and how did he find himself here?
Mm-hmm.
That is in our stuff. He gave us that information.
It was basically he was unconscious for an unknown amount of time and woke up on the ship in control of these guys.
Oh, and that's the extent of it.
He pretty much assumes he was sold off in some sort of mind flayer transaction
So
by
maybe,
whoever did survive.
Maybe there was
the
more
event.
stuff leading up to that. He knew of something that happened, or
Well, they killed the thing. They killed the brain dragon. And then when that happened, there was a psychic discharge that knocked basically everybody in the city unconscious for weeks.
Is psychic discharge wet?
Only if you want it to be.
Only in the astral plane.
Okay, all right.
Or maybe the ethereal.
The word you're looking for is moist.
Moist.
Mm.
Is it soppy?
Not quite. That's later.
That's it's after you get good and ready. Anyways,
After you're moist.
You said there was a cleric with them too.
Mm-hmm.
Do they know each other or that?
Yes.
That from his
He was another member of Sellett's team.
Okay. Any other members, or is it just those two?
As far as he knows, it's just those two.
Okay.
He said the last thing he remembered, there were 7 of them still alive out of the 20 he took with him. The others were either unconscious or bleeding out. They were on their way to being down, and he does not expect that any of those survived the ordeal.
Okay. So, best case scenario, there's another 5 out there somewhere.
But he considers himself pretty lucky to have been sold by these people who needed him to help run the ship and do other things. Because typically people in Mind Flayer possessions don't last as long as he has.
Yeah.
They grow weak, and then Mind Flayers grow tired, and then the Mind Flayers eat them.
Yeah.
Which means your brain was not extra tasty.
He would laugh at that.
Because if it was, they would have sold you to a high food establishment.
Maybe.
Like Kobe beef.
Correct.
So that's what's going on with them.
It's the reason none of these guys were directly given any issues when they were around the Mind Flayers.
I just think it's funny that the only one that they ever actually went after was
Othig.
Uh-huh. Which means something we don't know about Othig.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be intellectual, you just need to be interesting.
Yeah.
And he's been to the other side and back. So
he is the most interesting of us all.
Yeah.
So he's got some stuff in there that might be interesting.
So as far as time chronology goes, we have put is Kelrin on our ship now? Did the Rusty Bucket or whatever it's called go
The
back?
atomic dustbin?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you guys want to pick up. We could pick up the next day and work through some stuff, or we could just fast forward a bunch of things and be like, okay, it's been a week.
Okay.
I would like to integrate the atomic rust bucket into this ship's utilities in some way. I'm not talking about rear-ending him with it. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way we can utilize both ships, because I feel like they both have their assets that we should, their usages. But more importantly than all of that, I do believe that we need to find some way of getting some sort of battleship, because we currently have A really nice scout ship. We have the atomic rust bucket, which is going to be great for cargo hauling. However, we need something for some true, like, intergalactic, like,
domination.
scenery. Yeah.
Well, the Dustbin and Jenny have no interest at all in partnering with you on a Mind Flayer ship. They are 100% noping out of that.
Then they owe us for saving them.
Theoretically, you owe them for saving you. Without them having a ship, you would be dead just as much as you having magical abilities. You would both be dead without each other. That is a neutral transaction.
I would argue that we would have gone after the Mind Flayer ship. But that's a very weak argument.
That is a very weak argument, and she would just look at you and say the cloud would have consumed you.
You win this round, Jenny.
She says if you ever need her specifically for a favor, or she's not like mad at you guys, but she does not trust Fazragol at all.
But she doesn't even have a brain.
Sure she does.
She's sentient.
But she's a construct. I didn't think she had a physical brain.
No, she doesn't, but she can still be pulled apart and destroyed.
But not consumed, and that seems worse. But anyway.
Well, her stew pot would clank a few times, and she would say something to the effect of, "You don't know what I got under the hood, buddy."
Is she a magical creature, or are they more mechanical than
They're
magical?
more mechanical, but there is some sort of divine magic that fuels a Warforged.
How fun. Okay.
How are what's the cleric's name?
I don't know. It's in Discord somewhere. It might not even be.
I don't remember if you posted it or not. But are they? How are they doing? Are they in need of? Like rest?
No, they're all the now freed mind slaves are in fairly decent condition.
Okay. How many slaves are there?
I don't know. What did I put on there? 20 in total.
I don't remember what you put.
There's quite a few people.
Well, what do we do with them?
I mean, they seem valuable. They could also be used for fuel for Farzagul.
No, well, he doesn't really like. I mean, we'd have to.
Food?
Yeah, but we'd have to kill him first. But I don't.
Or they just die. Both are options.
What are we deciding on?
The slaves that we have. Like, what do we do with them? We don't. What do the mind flayers do with the slaves? What was their purpose?
They did menial tasks. They were responsible for feeding the ship and doing other things like that. Nothing real important, but
did they sell them?
You do get the sense that they would have sold them if they needed money for something. Other points of interest like that.
This was like their business.
Yeah, they were. These guys were basically junk traders, much like the dustbin was, but they did a little bit different style of collection.
I think it's funny that you didn't refer to them as slavers; you referred to them as junk traders. So those 20 slaves
that was their business, but they still
junk.
That's what they thought they were.
Okay, so we wouldn't the 6 of us with Sellet and whatever the cleric's name was, we would be able to functionally man this ship.
Yep.
So we don't need those 18 slaves. Is it 18? Is it 20 total, or?
I'm looking at it right now. The cleric's name is Vienna.
Vienna. Okay.
Vienna.
Like the sausage.
Like the hot dog.
No,
I would say it's probably Vienna. I don't think I list off how many other slaves there were.
I don't remember you saying there being other slaves.
Yeah, because Sellet was in a room packed with 4 other people.
Okay.
Like, they're all standing shoulder to shoulder packed in that room.
Okay.
I don't remember reading.
No, I didn't list it off. If I did, it's
fine.
not an easy place to find. So we'll say there were 20 of them, including Sellet and Vienna.
So 18
Extras.
left.
18
extras.
left. humanoids, various races. Nothing too terribly exotic. Some that are easier to find here in the plains, like Ganassi and Eladrin. Others, most of them are humans, though.
Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, I say we ask them what they want to do. If
they all tell you they'd like to go home.
Right. The question is, where's home? Do they want us to just drop them off here at the colony? Do they want to go somewhere else?
They're just going to be somebody else's slaves if we abandon them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like I don't want to just push them out into the dock and leave.
We are their
About
best
90% of them are natives to the Astral Sea. If you could get them to Round Town, they'd be happy. There's a few others that come from they start listing off places. You don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
Chicago. One of them is from Chicago.
I am going to jot down all the names that they provide.
Okay.
Do we know how to get to Round Town? We don't know how to get to Round Town.
No, the ship does, though.
Yeah, but the ship can't.
If they describe a place to Fazgul, can he learn where that is?
He can, but you need the helmsman to be able to make the jump. Fazgul cannot make the jump to a location by himself.
Right. But we need to know where places are. So if we have people interact with him that know where places are, we can effectively be able to go to more places, right?
They would need it.
They would know where Fazgul would know where it is, but the only person who can actually physically take the ship there is the helmsman, who knows magic, who knows where this place is.
Yep.
We can slow boat it to
Helmsman
that
needs
location.
to also know where the place is as well.
Yep.
It's not also as well. It doesn't matter if Fazgul knows anything at all. The only person who can bring us is the helmsman.
Yep.
That's
Andy
what I
brought
said.
up a point. Andy said.
That's what I say.
Andy said, and it kind of got covered, that you can slow boat it to anywhere where people know where to go.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And so that can take who knows how long, but it's still possible.
Can something such as legend lore or detect thoughts invading someone else's brain give us the ability to acquire that knowledge?
You don't know.
Okay, so here's a question.
Definitely try it.
Based on the extra knowledge that Mike found out the other week. As dwarves, if we get drunk,
I just want to get drunk right now.
well, no, but I mean, if we drink and we share the stories, like, does that only work from dwarf to dwarf, or does it work from other races to dwarf?
Well, seeing as how you bring that up, Fazgul thinks that's a fascinating idea. And the minute you start to talk about getting drunk, he wants to participate.
I'm totally okay with that.
Because he's used to psychically sharing people's minds, but when you begin to explain the powerful memory fascination that dwarves have with one another, it's something that he has never experienced.
Let's do it!
Yeah.
I as a not dwarf will warn him that it is very physically taxing, especially on your digestive tract.
You tell him you're not a
With having
dwarf.
our ship.
You tell him you're not a real dwarf, and this tentacle comes out from the wall and pulls on your beard. And the ship
draws a
makes
beard
no
on.
noise, but you swear he just went, huh.
That is quite possibly the most rewarding moment that Jeffrey's had in this trip.
So he was about to get all like, I don't know if this is a good idea, and then he's like, yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we will put that on the docket for when we actually start the game, that there will be a drunk conversation party time with the ship.
Yeah.
It is now a party boat, 100%.
Some Geordies.
It's going through space. Just a little wobbly.
We need a couple
I can
of
make it to
kids
Round
from
Town.
Essex.
I know right where Round Town is. Been there 100 times.
We're gonna turn this boat into Pauly D, y'all.
Yeah. So let's sell the 2,500 gold worth of cargo. We don't really need that.
You actually have about 3,000 because in the quarters
Okay.
you found another 500 in various knickknacks and baubles.
Oh, that's right.
Bubbles.
So let's sell that. Do we want to see if we can get some? Do we want that just in gold, or do we want some weave crystals in that? We have like 50 and change, I think. Right?
You found 50 in the chest,
Yeah.
and you found a few on the illithids too last
Yeah,
week,
we-
but I don't remember
I wrote
how
that
many.
one down.
3.
I would say that we keep all the crystals.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, do we want the when we sell the cargo? Do we want some of that in weave crystals, or do we want it all in gold, or do we want it all in weave crystals?
Yeah, because I thought it was like, what, 100 to 1?
Yeah.
Yep, 100 to 1.
So,
So we could get
Let's do
3,000
weave
gold
crystals
or
for now.
300.
And
Okay.
300 weave crystals.
Yeah.
That seems to be the currency of the area, and
Yeah.
probably more beneficial.
okay.
All right. Sounds good. So good.
So good.
I love it. All right, I'm going to plug my earbuds in. I haven't had them in yet. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Sometimes when I
The
plug you in, it turns my mic off.
The ugly one.
So and so.
What's your face?
What's her face?
So glad this is happening right now.
I like the fact that I have a D&D group that now models themselves off of Teen Girl Squad. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
What is Cowboy gonna play next?
He's still going to play his cleric because they are going to do a 2-week side mission. It's kind of a heist in a prison break. So the other 4 are all playing other characters. And Barney and Hungrig are making a reappearance.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for it.
The little klepto gnome is back.
Yep, because it's going to be a heist, and I told them they can play other characters, and Allie asked me if she could play Hungrig, and I was like, absolutely, because they're going after the Sohn sisters. And so I was like, I got reasons for you to do this, so... Or you got reasons to do this, so it actually
Right.
makes a ton of sense character-wise.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm excited for that. So, anyways, let's talk about some mini-missions. We haven't done any mini-missions in a while.
No, we haven't.
You got some stuff going on. You've made a few contacts back to your keep. The girls have a lead on Grummy. And
Oh, hey, good.
want to know if you want them to pursue that.
Yes.
Okay.
Carefully.
Did we ever figure out what has her?
No, you have no idea what has her.
The only thing we know is basically what you told us, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Pentagon cult.
The
Yeah.
Pentagon cult has her. You know that. So, they are traveling to a city quite far away. They knew that you did know that Grummy was put on a boat and taken away from you after you made a mess at the docks of those one guards. She is taken all the way across the ocean to the capital city of Balanova, which is the same name, to Balanova City. So it's cross the inner sea, then a land trek to the mountain range to the west, and they are in town, and now they need to search for clues as to where Grummy might be in town.
Mav, you do that one first.
Tony
Can
wants
we
to
do that
start
one?
strong. T wants to start strong, and not so strong. So it takes him a while.
It also wasn't tea.
That's a partial. So it takes them a while, and they feel like they've maybe not quite tipped their hand, but more people know that they're looking than they are comfortable with. But they did find that Grummy was likely taken to a hideout that is up in the mountains about 2 hours north of the city. So now we have to travel there, and this is a stealth roll, which these girls are good at. Jeffrey's going to roll that. That's going to be a success. So they managed to stay off into the woods, stay out of sight, not have any real problems traveling there. And now they get to the area that was described to them, and they need to locate the actual hideout.
Oh no!
Oh no! Well, they're both awful, so.
Yep, I got my awful one in first, though.
So they locate the hideout, but as they spot it, that is an actual failure. They are spotted. The guards blow a horn, and you see them pull prisoners out of some cages, and they begin executing them. So your girls have to fight their way in to free Grummy before she is hurt. So
Well, they do terribly.
no, you can re-roll that one. It wasn't your turn.
Are you
I am
Sure.
sure.
I don't want to reroll.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh no!
All right.
On
So
brand.
this adventure was not designed even in failure mode to kill Grummy, but you don't manage to save.
But it happens anyways.
Yeah, it's over. I would have done that had it been a 1 followed by a 1, but Grummy is seriously wounded. Tabby gets to her in time with enough time to heal her. Spare the dying type healing. So it is extraordinarily close, but none of the other captives survive. And the girls do manage to rescue her and take out the other cultist. Unfortunately, because things just did not go well, you do not gain any new information about the cult. So, who wants to roll first for Ancient Treasures? We'll just keep the same order. We'll go back to Mav on this one.
Come on.
It's beautiful. So,
No halflings in that group. No, you don't get to re-roll the one.
the first thing that these geezers get together and do is they have to figure out where Crag the Goblin has gotten himself off to since he boosted their treasure and fled before they could get it. And there is so much misinformation and arguing going on with all these guys. Like, when it cuts to the reality TV show side of it and they're interviewing each of the contestants, they all hate each other at this point. Even Oren and Khalid are like, I don't even know why we brought this other guy along. And Khalid's like, I don't even know why these guys brought me along. And it's just not going well. But they do, in the end, ultimately think they get to a place where they think they know where Crag went. So now we need to find Crag's hideout. So they take off into the desert in the Southern Empire, and they tromp through it. They get some camel mounts, and they are spot on. It took a long time for them to determine what they're doing, but they triumphantly find Crag's hideout. Now there are goblins everywhere, and they need to take them out. Not so good. But this is a fairly combat-heavy team, so the bonuses are going to lend themselves to doing well. That is a partial success. It's not a failure. But there's a lot going on, and as they mop up all these goblins, they see Crag and a battalion of goblins take out the back of the fortress. And he is heading off into the desert, and these guys got to chase Crag down and capture him.
2. I'm calling it. It's going to be a 2.
It is
So close.
a 9.
That's not bad.
They do not manage to capture Crag because, well, let's explain what happens when they capture Crag. They get to him and the other goblins scatter. And Crag has the treasure, and he doesn't want to let it go. And there's a couple of guys that hang around and fight with him. As you kill Crag, you hear another goblin who has made his escape off on a sand dune scream out, "I'll be the emperor before the year is out! I'll get you yet!" And you realize that Crag is a nilbog. Oh. And for those of you who don't know what a nilbog is, it's a spirit of a goblin that jumps from goblin to goblin. You can't actually kill it unless there are no goblins within like 6 miles for it to jump to.
Wow.
Yep. And
I hate them. Tony hates them.
they're
Tony.
fantastic. So that is a partial, but your geezers do recover the treasure. The old guy, it was just a wonderful trip. They all had a good time. In the end, they're friends again. They go drinking. They share memories. It's a wonderful party. It's just great. The four of them all drunk dwarvenly, laughing about how they killed all these goblins and everything else. And you guys, the guild's share and the old geezer's retirement fund, between that, the guild share will be 700 gold pieces.
As they're drunkenly partying, do they remember something that sends them on their next adventure?
Nah, sure.
That's a bunch of real old dwarves that are going to remember where they left a treasure suddenly.
Yeah, let's go with that. We can keep the ancient treasures thing going. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that wasn't a great episode. The last episode was great because it was all failures. There was too much almost drama in this one. And the only really exciting thing was, hey, go find a location. I'm going to add another 150 gold to that as your cut from the film industry. So you're going to have 850 gold pieces on that. So let's go to the Northern Empire at Cadmus's branch of the guild up in Illinois. He and four of his guild members are doing another escort mission. Seems to be the only thing that they get hired out for up there because things are just so stinking dangerous. And up ahead, they spot some hobgoblins on a ridge. So somebody make a roll to see how that's going.
Do any of them speak Goblin?
That's a great question that I don't have answers to for all of those NPCs.
Okay.
Let me make a roll. Goblin's a fairly common language. I'm going to go with no, though.
Okay.
Those were not very exceptional rolls. So they spot hobgoblins up ahead. They can't make out whether or not the hobgoblins have spotted them or not. So what do you guys
choose to be stealthy regardless?
Okay. So there they go. They sneak up on the hobgoblins, and the hobgoblins did notice them, and they turn an ambush on the other guys, but Cadmus's team gets the win in the end of the day, and they get a little bit of information out of the hobgoblins before they can become useless. And hobgoblins are notoriously hard to... They're not like regular goblins that will just give up anything just to spare their lives. They got to work pretty hard at this, but they believe they have identified the area where a camp is with them. So let's go scouting for this camp.
Hey.
That's a good roll. That is a triumphant success. The team definitely finds the camp. There is about a half dozen well-armored hobgoblins moving around inside of this camp, and they decide to swoop in and deal with them.
Nuke it from orbit.
Nuke it from orbit. Last roll.
Go Thanak.
Sorry. Coming.
That's pretty solid. These are combat-heavy guys. That is a success. Not a triumphant success, but a success nonetheless. They move in, they deal with the hobgoblins, they find a number of stolen goods and captured supplies in the area, and they also find a document that none of them can read the language of. It will be deciphered later, and it turns out to be a scroll detailing the formation of a dragon cult worshipping a certain red dragon whose you don't know what you found of it, whose chamber you just found deep underground not too terribly long ago.
Oh, yikes.
Yep.
We found a chamber?
You did.
We did. You weren't there.
You weren't there that week.
You were off causing mayhem in China. In
dealing with my own dragon.
In China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In feudal Japan.
Let's see. Let's do some hold work. Couple of hold things going on. So, what's his face? The warlock. Why can't I think of his name?
Halkyn.
Halkyn was invited while you were gone to go have dinner in Agara. Agara is where the Sons of the Sphinx have settled, along with anybody who is willing to help rebuild that area. So he is going to have dinner with a bunch of non-human and dwarves who are going to chat it up with him. Who wants to make a roll for how that chat goes?
Mav's up.
Oh.
What could go wrong?
I knew we shouldn't have made him our ambassador.
Jeez.
It does not go good, mostly because they begin to ask for a lot of help. And he is very uncomfortable making those kinds of promises without having a lengthy conversation with you guys. That type of thing he feels is it's his job to get the information of what they want, then deliver it to you. He's trying to play the role of ambassador, but the glowing lion man really wants an answer. And so it unravels the dinner pretty quickly, and Halcyon comes back to the keep. Not with his tail between his legs, but it's definitely that did not do us any favors type
Does
thing.
he still have his tail?
Yes, he does still have his tail. So that's going to probably have to be patched up by you guys when you get back to your keep. What do you guys want to do next building-wise with the keep? I shared the map of everything that's done. What do you want to work on next?
I gotta look.
I would like to build a what I was talking about making with you, Mike, in private chat, whatever. Like a lighthouse type chamber for that.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
The cannon.
Oh.
Not necessarily like a big giant lighthouse, but like some type of tower-ish that can shine through, I guess.
You're going to have to remind me. I don't remember, to be honest.
I wanted that beacon.
Oh, yeah, like the Beacon of Argynvost.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is something you could work on, for sure.
But I also haven't invented the beacon yet, so that's not necessarily an immediate project. But
Does
that
it shine
is
the
something.
back symbol in the sky?
Yeah, kind of.
That's awesome. Yeah, as long as nobody opposes, I just need something to put towards like your next projects. You guys have enough, resources and tax money coming in to work on more projects. I'd say you'd be able to turn your towers into, prepare it to be a beacon tower.
Okay.
It might not even be a bad idea to send somebody to New Barovia to inspect the tower there that does that already.
Matt would also like to build some of the town up.
All right, and then we'll spend the rest on building up the town. I think that's
a good idea. Could we send some people over there? It is what's her name? Stone Sight. What's her name?
Magda. She is back
Yeah.
on the Isle of Unity currently.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not. She's gotten wrapped up into a couple of other things.
That's fine. Logistically, do we even know about that thing? The Argynvost beacon?
Who is we?
Us, the Groundbacks.
Probably.
I was gonna say if anybody, like for sure would, Jeffrey would, but
There would be some people around in your group. There's a good chance Haschel would know about it, being from the border city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoltan would know.
Yep, he would, but it's not like you guys talk to him like all the time. So yeah, all right. So we'll throw those two things in there.
Yeah, maybe send a couple of people to go kind of.
Will do.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is you guys have the keep has been approached by a team of archaeologists who would like to partner with you to begin exploring the caverns below more thoroughly, and trying to put together some of the pieces of the mystery that you have just dropped on the world.
We finished the reinforced crane structure, right?
Yep. The upside of that is 100% completed. The downside of it is 80% completed. It's very defensible right now, but it's not 100% yet. But they are very interested in partnering with you in that. They would present a contract where Clan Graniteback retains all rights to property and things like that, but archaeological style artifacts would be shared via a museum, and things that are important to the museum could either be replicated out or other things, but they're willing to take the short end of the stick in the deal in order to do the exploration.
That's where we spoke with Dead and found out that there was like an ancient line of dwarves that were from the underworld, basically, right?
Yeah, they're old. They're not quite from the Underdark, but they never returned to the surface after the Shadow Years, and they were separate from all the other civilizations. And they developed a faith very similar to contemporary faith without having the scriptures that you guys had. They have their own set, which is almost identical except for language differences. And so it's a fascinating find for both the Order and for Dwarven culture.
Is this one of the things that would qualify for drunken recollection?
Probably.
I think it would, but the problem is that we don't have any dwarves to recollect with.
Yep. The way drunken recollection works is there has to be a dwarf in your line that has somewhere along the way passed that story on.
So we would need to find a living dwarf of that lineage.
Yep.
Well, is it possible one of us, like... Well, not us, because we're all Granitebacks,
Yep.
but...
Well, in theory, it is possible one of you could have lineage from there, but it is very unlikely.
Or you mean it's possible that the Granitebacks have lineage from there?
It's
Totally
possible.
Jeff.
Okay.
So,
Let's put it this way:
if
if
you
we
get a spirit drunk,
A dwarf ghost?
We would have to use soul, that creepy soul liquid that oh, we don't want to do that.
yeah.
Who
No, but
drank
I think
that?
it's fair to say that if we were of that lineage, we probably would have known it already.
Yeah. It's pretty likely. Especially with how much you guys like to drink.
Yeah.
Yep. You can definitely rule out Skoog and Raki.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Guild historians. That's so
Fair
funny.
enough.
You know who we can't rule out is Phil's girlfriend.
Hazani?
There it is.
No, she's...
Why?
Because she
If
was
the Red Rocks,
in
right?
Red
Oh,
Rock
she's a
for
Red
a long
Rock.
time.
And
Yeah,
the Red
but she's
Rocks
been-
didn't tell us anything.
Yeah, but she's drinking with us.
We don't know that.
But it's not like you remember everything all the time. It's just, I feel like it's kind of random.
when you think about it, you might
Yeah.
learn about.
Yeah. Here's my point on this is that based on what we just found out about them,
Mm-hmm.
we probably have gotten all drunk as a guild since,
Probably.
and no new information has come out.
Like I
We
said,
didn't ask
it's
the right
random.
question.
It's
It's the
random.
wrong question.
Yeah.
I guess we just have to try harder, Adam.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So, are you going to give thumbs
Get
up
that
to the
Titanbrook ale out.
to the archaeological team? Yay or nay?
I think so.
Yeah, I like it.
I think I want to be there when they do it. I don't know if we want to let them in there unsupervised.
Well, they are asking for some of your guild members to work as the protection and muscle.
That's kind of what I thought. That they wouldn't just be going in there by themselves.
Yes.
Right.
That they would also have some of our.
Let's just go in this hole that opened up, and
Yeah.
without any knowledge of what's down there. And
So,
Are any of them a bumbling dwarf named Belson?
no.
Thank you.
No, they're not. He is currently far, far away from your keep.
Good.
He is, I wouldn't say on the other side of the world, seeing as how I just posted the world map, but he's pretty far away. All right. So they will. You guys can think of some people you might want to send with them as muscle, and they will begin to do such things. So let's get into tonight then. Cutscene. The ship blinks out of folded space. Its form is very unusual. Were it not for the propulsion system pushing it forward, one might just assume it was an asteroid hurtling through space. Not far in front of it lay the marble fields, a swirling maelstrom of perfectly rounded stones whipping through the drift. The stones catch, reflect, and refract light in ways that almost give the area a feeling that the light is somehow alive. The stone ship moves forward at a speed that any sane pilot would call suicidal, and as it reaches a stream of light, it simply disappears into it. So you guys are in the colony. You've made friends with your new super ship, talking ship, freed its mind slaves. To some degree, Fazrul doesn't know if that's a good idea, but he's willing to go along with it. He's in this to find and do new and interesting things, so he's willing to play. The dustbin is still at port. They are still working on securing a helmsman. Kelrin will wake up after a day or two of this, be very grouchy, basically have a hangover headache for a long time. And
would the dustbin, would they prefer that we stick around until they do find a helmsman?
No. The colony, like they said, the people there are a little on the shadier side of business dealings, but it's definitely not unsafe.
Okay.
So they don't feel threatened. They don't feel like anybody's going to try and take the ship.
And they won't feel stranded.
No, they won't feel stranded. This is kind of like if you were on a road trip and you were driving along and you're like, well, it's really late. I guess we'll stop in Cleveland. It's not the end of the world, but it's fine.
It's not Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to flee to the Cleve.
Yep. So they'll be okay. So what else do you guys want to do? You traded in your goods for more weave crystals.
Who's marking that down, by the way?
I think Andy's got that. He usually has that. Nope. There's a nope.
Okay.
So you would get an extra.
You had stole the other one.
I'll that's fine. I'll
Yeah, you'll get an extra 30 weave crystals then if you do a straight trade for them.
30? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So it's just... Okay.
It's a 100-point exchange,
That's
so
right.
you cash in 3,000 gold, you get 30 weave crystals. Anything else you guys want to do here while you're at the colony? Fazragul has given you a decent lead as to where your friends might be.
The slaves that we have. Do any of them wanna leave here?
Nope. The few that are from the prime planet would like to go back to a prime planet, even if it's not theirs. Living on a giant spider or in a ship that can talk to you really weirds them out, which it does all the time now. The concept of personal space and privacy is pretty much lost on you.
We are in it.
Yes. And so it just randomly
We are invading
talks.
his personal space.
Yep.
Okay.
It wakes you up with like, what would you like to do today? I just went to sleep type moments.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Yeah, and it just doesn't get it.
It has no social skills.
It really doesn't.
I would like to do some experiments to find out if the ship has autism.
I almost said it's like having a brand new autistic friend, but I didn't want to go there. Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome. I am all about that this week.
Something broke. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but you all just stopped. Hello?
Thanks.
All right.
Is that everybody or just me?
Everybody.
That was everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Okay, cool.
Yep. So I heard Tony say and that was the last thing I heard.
Yep. I would like to, given the unique nature of this place and Jeffrey's desire to constantly be collecting souvenirs, I would like to find some unique trinkets from this place, the colony. The other thing that I would like to do is look for some unique magics amongst this place. Find out if there's anything here that we maybe have never seen or heard about within the magical realm.
Okay.
Be it specifically within his oration ability or bardic ability, or something that he would be able to use to modify or adapt his coat. But Jeffrey is also feeling a little light compared to everybody else as far as defense capability, since I only have a 15.
Okay. Yeah, you'd have some time to spend a day in the market. And Fazergul could even put you in contact with a more honest trader on the
Wonderful.
the field, so that you could get a feel for this place as you travel about. And it doesn't matter; people can go with Jeff or not. You don't find a lot that is in your affordable price range for magic items. As magical as the astral drift seems, the need for better gear is much higher out here. So magical items are not something you commonly find just laying about. You do find something that somebody describes as a star glass. And it's like a spyglass, except it's used for viewing through space. And if you're pointing it towards a destination, you can get a lot of extra oomph out of a jump. Like let's say, Round Town is in this vector. If you look into that vector, you can jump to the furthest point you can see in that spyglass while you're wearing the Spelljammer helm. So you can skip hundreds of miles with a spell rather than use the slow drive.
Okay. And what is the cost of said item?
Said item is gonna run 20 weave crystals. So it could save you guys a lot of time getting someplace you've never been before.
Yeah. I think I'll go with Jeff. I was going to say that earlier. I'll go with Jeff just for the interest of what he's looking for.
Sure. And the trader, he's kind of gross, but you've kind of gotten used to that as you've moved out into the colony. You're used to weird races, but some of the stuff out here is just straight bizarre. This is... You walk into this shop, and it's like antiques and seafaring knickknacks and goods. It's got that kind of feel to it. It's really tchotchke feeling at first. There's just weird stuff in the shop, and some of it's really neat. And you see this gnome behind the counter, and he's kind of like leaning forward on his arms like this. And then when you walk in and he sees you might be serious buyers, he rears back, and his body is a 17-foot-long centipede with a gnome upper body. Oh, and so it's just this really, and you see a lot of stuff like this that you're like, oh, that's a drider. No, that's not a drider. I don't know what the bottom half of that thing is. Okay,
so cool. We're in Men in Black.
Yeah, kinda. It's really it's very alien in its.
When you started talking about the centipede gnome, I thought of the cane worm.
Yeah,
it's not quite that, but it's kind of gross. And he's checking you out, and he talks to you about what you're looking for, why you want it. He starts to really push this item. He thinks this would be very valuable for a new captain or a new navigator, helmsman.
Yeah, I mean
So it's just Thanak with me.
No, I mean, whoever else wanted to tag
along.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that is my question. I'm asking if anybody else is along. Are Mav and Othig interested in shopping?
I mean, I'll join, but Mav isn't looking to buy anything.
Othig?
I mean, I'd probably be there.
Okay. So
we'll make a family outing of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So 20 weave crystals. I would ask this specific trader if he has any use for slaves.
He can't afford such things. He's like, I could buy them, but I couldn't keep them.
Oh, yes.
You got to have them fixed, and there's all the veterinary bills, and it's just not worth it.
I didn't know that you could fix.
You're a eunuch,
right? That's like I'm sitting here both thinking about that and thinking about all of our other slaves that we've had and how we've never had any of them fixed.
Well,
and how that's a wonderful idea. I thought just emperors did that, not common people. Thanak, do we wish to purchase this? I have no actual crystals of my own, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think it is definitely. Is there? Fuzzer Girl sent this to this guy.
No, Fosrgul put you in contact with the trader who pointed you in the right directions.
Okay. Here's my question: is this kind of thing to where we are gonna buy the first thing we run into, or should we hold on to some money and see if there's anything else that we might need, and then I'm not necessarily looking to like shop around, but I don't want to spend 20 crystals on this, and then go next door, and then something even better that we don't have the money for.
Fair. I agree completely. And with that, I will turn to the other guy as Thanica said that, and I will say 15, as there are other shopping opportunities, and we are trying to be thrifty. And I will just kind of stare at him.
He'll say 18, and I'll throw in this. And he picks up a book, and he drops it on the counter, and he's like, I can tell you're a man who likes the sound of his own voice. Which means you probably like other things, too. And he pushes it forward, and it's a book of astral sea shanties.
Does he allow me to take a look at it to see if it is it something I can actually read, or if it's actually something?
Yeah, he'll let you look at it real quick. He's like, real quick though, can't have you stealing any songs. And as he says that, like all of his legs twitch. Like,
I'll lean over to Jeffrey and I'll say, "Do you think Fosrgul can sing?"
I know that he can, especially if we make him sing. I'm guessing a 16 insight isn't going to be great against the fella and his twitchiness.
You think he's nervous. He's nervous that you might back out of the deal.
Ooh.
And you start to look at him and at the shanties and you realize that there's a slight magicalness to them. Not heavy, but a little bit.
Do I think he knows that?
Maybe. Because it's kind of weird to think that you'd be paying an extra amount of weave crystals for just a regular book. You'd be able to get it anywhere. So he probably knows.
And he's a bit nervous that we're backing out. I'm going to say 17 and a promissory note that if we find something cool in our location, I will sell it to you at a slight discount.
Where are you going?
I do know. Something about a field of marbles.
Oh. Why would you go there? That's like one of the most dangerous places in the drift.
And I'll lean in and I'll say, that's where all the good stuff is.
You're not wrong. But you're probably not coming back.
Right. That's why there's a promissory note.
All right. 17 it is. And he's like, do you want a box?
Could you gift wrap it, please?
Yeah, seriously.
Sure.
That's what I was thinking.
He says, "'Tis the season after all," and he wraps it up. Yeah. It's got like little.
Does the Astral Sea celebrate Navitas?
Yeah, sure does. Everybody does. It's Christmas.
So it was 17?
17. And Jeff, after spending some time with your new book, if you sing an Astral Sea Shanty once a day, your friends will get the use of Inspiring Leader.
Oh, so should I just mark that kind of as a feature, or
you can mark it as a feat that your cloak knows.
Oh, wonderful!
Yep. So your cloak will consume the magic of the book. You'll still have the book, but your cloak will get Inspiring Leader.
How cool! That's super exciting.
And then you can make a 100-mile jump with a fourth to sixth level spell slot in the Astral Sea now using the Star Glass.
Here's something that's important. Does Aid and Inspiring Leader stack?
Temporary hit points do not stack.
They're not temporary hit points.
Inspiring Leader is.
Inspiring Leader
permanently increases it for the day or 8 hours.
Yeah.
It increases your maximum, correct?
Yes, and then
then they would stack because they're two different effects.
Perfect.
Yep.
Very cool.
Nice.
So shopping around, you spend the rest of the day cruising the markets, and there's a lot of them. You see Dwergar everywhere, drow everywhere. They don't seem to deal a lot with one another, but they're not at each other's throats either. You see all sorts of different stuff. You see Nawagis and a handful of Illithid. Not a lot. And they are always treated very suspiciously when they're here. But people do still deal with them. Eladrin, just about any other race you can imagine, plus all the weird things that are just all over the place. But you don't find anything else too terribly interesting other than you find a few markets for provisions and livestock and animals, so you could definitely stock up on food for the ship.
Yeah, you said it was like basically like a cow a week.
Yeah.
How long do you think we're going to be gone?
At least a week.
And he is fully fueled right now. So
let's buy a couple.
He also said we could hunt while we're out there.
Yeah.
There's just risk involved in that.
Yeah, I mean, my thing about buying a couple of them is that we need to... I guess we don't need to keep them alive.
No, he wants them dead.
No, but I was saying, like, we don't... Like, we can kill them as soon as we bring them in there and then let them rot and they're fine.
Yep, he does prefer not to eat rotting things as it gives him indigestion. But if he has to, he can.
Right, but indigestion might make us go faster because that's that's
propulsion.
How much would a
Can a woodchuck?
a cow equivalent be?
A cow would not be expensive at all. That we're not even talking weave crystals here. If you wanted to spend a weave crystal, you could get 6 cows.
I don't want to do that.
It's a lot.
So what? 20 gold then? Is that right?
Yeah.
No, that's not right.
Somebody has coinage. They're like 15.
15, yeah.
15 or 16.
No.
buy some cows.
I'll do it unless somebody else is already doing it. So I'll buy a cow.
Okay.
Is that? I mean, do we want to get more, or is just one is fine?
No, I was thinking 2 would be the max.
Yeah. So he's fully fueled right.
Whoa. Discord down.
There we go.
I lost all the Discord. It just went away.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, man.
Okay, so he is fueled for a week.
Yep.
So that'll take us 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I'll buy a cow.
Okay. So you find a cow. You also know that if you want him to participate in the dwarven drunken revelry, you're going to need a significant amount of ale.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get some ale.
Well, they'll definitely pitch in for that.
Yeah.
Does it need to be ale? Does it need to be ale?
No.
Because we do have... Filbert still has potions and stuff that you guys have. And I don't know what the sleeper fungus would do.
Well,
but
it's got to be an alcohol.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think dwarves share memories when they're tripping.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't know.
It's true. It is an untested ground.
And a memory is a memory is a memory.
Yeah, but the problem is if we start tripping, we might get some like memories that aren't real.
Right.
When we were on that Marshmallow Hill, guys, we fell through the bottom of the earth.
Yeah.
If Ulrin has taught me anything, and unfortunately he's taught me a lot, a memory is a memory, even if it didn't happen.
Yeah. So let's not use that. So how much? I mean, we probably want to have some anyways.
Probably, and you can get some pretty exotic stuff out here. There's like blue ales. There's some.
Is there like
Romulan ale.
Is there like a winery around here where we could go do like some taste testing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you guys want to go get a flight? Is that what we're saying? We're going to
Kind of, yeah, and just see what the good stuff is.
all right. So you
Yeah,
go.
first of all, we need to talk about how much large portions of alcohol cost.
This is totally turned into Skyrim. I need to go save my son. Wait, there's a winery.
There is it's going to cost you a weave crystal basically to get enough whatever you get. If you buy a ton of cheap beer or if you get a bunch of wine,
We're gonna get there's going to the ale will flow. Rejoicing will happen.
All right.
It was much rejoicing.
Is there like a Astral Sea bar hop plan that we can?
Yeah.
I think we're doing it.
Pub crawl.
Restaurant at the end of the year.
We're doing it right now.
Doing a pub crawl. Yeah, so you guys hit a pub crawl. So each of you mark off another 8 gold, just for your pub crawl. You end up at this winery. There's a human girl running it. She's shorter, got medium brown hair, dark brown eyes, super cute, really adorable. Her name's Lynn. She runs the winery. But anyways, you go there and they sell you this stuff that you're really speculative of wine, but you're all drunk enough at this point to where you think, this would be funny. Let's get some wine. And this is stuff that you drink it. It's a fruit wine, but it tastes like dwarves made it. It tastes right.
It tastes like dwarves. I don't want this.
The essence of dwarf.
It tastes like armpit.
No, and it comes from a vine of grape that grows in the astral sea they're called iron grapes, and their skin forms a crystallization on it that mimics iron in a lot of ways. So to press them, it's really hard, and it gives it a very ferric taste. You've had wines before, and they're okay at snooty events, but this stuff is.
So it tastes like fruity metal.
Yeah, it's like it's right up your alleys. You're like, this is good. This is real good.
It's no Titanbrook, but it'll do.
But it's dry. It's so dry. You almost feel like you're dehydrated after drinking just one mug of it. But it's real good. You could buy that, or you could just buy some. There's various ales. You found a lot of stuff you like, but that's the only one that was unusual.
Let's get 100 gold's worth, so a weave crystal's worth of $2 check.
We need a good spread of alcohol.
Okay. So you shop around. You get somebody that gets you a good spread of alcohol. You have all the different stuff out there.
Oh yeah, because he's probably never gotten drunk.
No, he has no idea what it's like to be drunk.
Yeah, so let's get a good. That's a great idea.
I mean,
we're taking him out for his 21st.
Anyway,
we're creating an alcoholic.
We're taking him out for his 21st birthday.
We really are going to make him into Pauly D. You guys.
So you guys go back. You get all your shopping done. You go back. You're pushing a cart full of barrels and jugs and other stuff, and you're all laughing as you come in. And you get into the ship, and Fosrigul's like, I heard you coming all the way across the docks. And then you're like, yeah. And so you start
yeah.
Wait till you get a load of this, and you just start giving him stuff. And he's like, oh, I didn't like that at all. And you're like, neither do we. And it's that thing where you showed up on the morning at 12 o'clock on somebody's 21st birthday party, and the people coming to take them out are already lit. This is what's happening. And so you get around to some of the other stuff, and he really likes some things and other stuff. And you begin to, and you're all mind bonded, and he's like, this is fun. And he's like, this is really fun, you guys. And he's like, I haven't had fun in a long time. And he starts laughing, and it's the most terrible thing you've ever heard in your life. And then you all start laughing. It's like somebody having this creepy shrieking laugh that you start laughing at the laugh, but then you're all laughing at each other laughing, and it's out of control. And then it hits you. Your mind's shut down from everything else, and all of a sudden you feel like you're laying flat on your back looking up, and there are buildings made of glass that are miles tall. There are vessels flying through a blue sky. There are humans walking everywhere around you. They don't seem to notice you. They're walking dogs. They're wearing strange clothes. You don't see a weapon in sight. It is the most bizarre experience you've ever seen in your life. The air is clear, but it smells dirty. And then the sky starts to turn red. And you see...
Are we in Paris?
You see... It looks like a fireball of gargantuan size screaming through the air down towards the city. And people start losing their minds and they're running everywhere. And then there's a flash of light. And you're back in the ship and nobody's laughing anymore. And he's like, I shared a memory.
Oh, dang.
Did he do?
Armageddon?
Yeah. Was he present when the Earth was destroyed? Is that what just happened?
Did he remember Lavos from Chrono Trigger?
Yeah.
He says, no, but I've consumed so many sentient beings.
No.
Someone was.
Do you know who?
No. Then he starts laughing again.
Jeffrey will laugh with that. He
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're pretty sure you all just had a memory of the apocalypse.
Excellent. Excellent.
Great.
Wow.
Yep.
Othig is more distraught that no one had a weapon. It was like a nightmare.
Right.
For him.
Yeah.
Othig's like, no wonder they died.
Yeah.
They
They were
couldn't even
asking
imagine
for
a
it.
world where no one had a weapon. Like, what fools?
It's like they could have killed that asteroid if they had a weapon.
If only someone had a dagger or something. Dude, that's a good impact right there.
Maybe the puppies were the weapon.
No, they're definitely not.
No.
Man,
They're
we
like-
need
they're
to,
food,
we need
if
to do
anything.
this with Fosgrill some more, because that could, I mean, it could get dangerous. We could get some good stuff out of this, though.
Yeah.
Oof.
That was crazy. If he is okay with what just happened,
He doesn't know. He says, I'll tell you tomorrow.
No talking tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this is important. Please do not wake us up.
yeah, don't like mind meld with us tomorrow because it's probably gonna hurt.
It's just going to be screaming.
Yeah.
Noted.
Oh, and we need water. We need a lot of water.
The tubes come out of the walls.
Jeffrey immediately vomits. Hey, look, I can do it too.
Yeah, he's not sure he approves of your involuntary protein spill.
I'm going to, because I'm always the one who does it for some reason, but I will try a taste of his protein. Gosh.
Yeah, you will.
Give it to Thanos. He'll eat it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't even have to
I
give it to
never
him,
want to
just be
say
like-
that again, ever.
No, but
And
it's
yet you oddly said it
evil
as if you
protein.
said it
Oh yeah, I
before.
definitely want it.
I'm going to try a taste of his protein.
God. Ugh.
This is terrible.
From the man who immediately won against Sean Moss by grabbing it. That's
Yeah.
the thing that went too far.
Yep. All right.
Oh.
It tastes like overripe bananas. It's got that like mushy texture that fruit starts to take as it hasn't gone bad, but it has started to congeal. And
Yeah.
it's real fruity. It's not at all what it looks like or smells like.
How do I feel?
You feel nourished.
He is a good berry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a couple days pass. You guys recover from your bender. You do share a bunch of other memories. He commiserates with you about Filbert. He says he would have liked to have hung out with him.
I would like to eat him. I mean, meated him. I mean, met him.
Super funny because that was honestly a Freudian slip because I was still thinking about you eating the paste. But it's a good night, you guys. It's not too, except for the vision of the end of the world, it's not too different of a regular night with drinking. Only you've now shared it with the ship, who is super appreciative of that. And he talks about how the mind of, and he shares with you after a couple of days that the mind of mind flayers, their ability to hive mind is just so utilitarian and boring and non-creative that it's like eating a meal of saltines every day, always.
Oh.
Question.
And you guys have brought a menu of change.
Oh yeah. Is he unwillingly hive-minded, or is he free from the hive mind?
As long as there isn't a more powerful elder brain in the area to dominate him, he's free. But even in that case, for the most part, he's dominating is too aggressive of a word.
He's allowed to be like some level of like autonomy.
Yes, but the closer he gets to a more powerful elder brain, the more that his impulses and thought processes are brought in line until he's out from that influence again.
Okay.
Is he aware of that?
Yes, he is aware of that, and he will have warned you guys of that.
Okay.
So, he said, but typically, almost any other illithid ship we'd run into while sailing is going to have a equal level brain capacity. So it's not a big thing. He said the ones that you would have to worry about would be asteroid colonies, where the colony of mind flayers and illithid are quite large, and he can steer you away from those.
Is his ability to maintain his own sense of whatever, is that weakened by him not being connected with mind flayers here?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. You had said like a large colony, so I didn't know if that meant that they grew strength from other mind flayers.
Oh, in a sense, yes, but that's more of strength from a number of minds in an area, not necessarily mind flayers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got more to do with the amount of psychic energy, not the source of it.
Sure. So because we're all working together, that would keep us on equal ground to the other to other ships.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's also one of the reasons when he goes someplace, or any illithid ship, when it goes someplace, it's always kind of low-key scanning the crowd in the area, which is one of the things that makes everybody around him so nervous, is that, oh, they're in the area, that means something is reading my thoughts. That's cool. But it's not like he doesn't do it actively, because then people know they're being probed. It's just real passive. Right. So it's kind of like Facebook, looking at your search history. That's kind of what he does. And it empowers him. So you guys have finished up your colony business. The dustbin has found a new pilot, so they're heading off as well. A weird hairy ball with he's got no real feet. He's just got about 17 hands and arms. You're not quite sure because they all move in and out of the hair, and he rolls wherever he goes.
Okay.
Yep. But he's a spellcaster, and he can pilot the ship, and he's willing to be their new navigator. And so
I would let them know. You said they said that if we ever need them, we could call them.
Yeah,
vice versa.
if you can get a hold of them, and they know you have magical means to doing so. So, Jenny
and vice versa. If they ever need us, they can.
Sounds good.
Can see if we're in the area.
All right. So you guys pull away from the colony. The dustbin pops off into folded space shortly thereafter. Kelrin is stomping around the ship, rather uncomfortable with the situation, but also finding the ship fascinating. And the two of them at certain times have had long talks about what he could create with his illusions to hide the ship, and the ship thinks some of that's real neat. At one point in time, you hear the ship exclaim very loudly, "I would like to be a whale." And
there's no context for any of it?
Yeah, like it was a private conversation that it got so excited about it just burst out into everybody's consciousness.
Love it. That's great.
Yeah. And so you guys head off for the marble fields. It will take you guys about 4 days to get there using, and I'm assuming you'll be using the star glass.
Yeah.
And it will take about... No, you could cut that down because Kelrin could cast spells too. It'd take you just over a day if Kelrin is also piloting the ship at certain points in time.
I thought he was still like out of commission.
He's not out of commission. He just feels he's going to have a hangover for about a month.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's still down for a while.
No, he was unconscious for about 3 days, and now he's just grumpy for the normal. So I regret nothing. Yep. That's great. And so after about that time, you guys are shooting across the stars, making several jumps. Along the way, there are certain places where Fazragul points out this would be a decent place to go hunting. And you see weird things like a squid stream. You do actually see astral whales, which everybody always jokes about being out there, but they are out there. And it's as weird as it is, and you guys haven't spent a ton of time in the water, but they look no different than a whale that swims through the ocean. Everything else here looks weird. It's like, oh yeah, I can see why that developed that way to swim in space. Whales look the same, almost like this is the way they're supposed to look, and the weird ones got put on the prime.
So let's ask Fazragul if he would like to hunt a whale. I've never eaten whale. So can we share a meal together?
He thinks that is a fantastic idea. He would love to catch a small calf, because these things are easily 4 to 5 times his size. But they're smaller ones. I
mean, we fight things that were 4 or 5 times larger than us all the time.
Yeah. So we will. There'll be some combat that happens here, but we'll just kind of skip over it there because we spent a lot of time chit-chatting about stuff, and I want to make sure we get to the adventure, super adventure-y stuff tonight. I knew there'd be Fazragul time, but I just wanted it. It's very interesting the way he attacks and what goes on, and there are ways you guys can help and aid from that. He will open orifices for you to be able to fire missile weapons and things out of, and to cast spells out of. It's a lot like his eye, but they're different. They're more like a pore opening up, and then it creates a tunnel to the outside. And so you guys are able to help with that some, but for the most part, and at the beginning of the tussle, he tells you guys to be strapped in, because he starts to move really fast and erratically, and he moves just like a squid would, where it's just kind of floating along, and then all of a sudden just darts forward. Ugh, gosh. Darts forward and just wraps its tentacles around one of the calves of the whale, and then basically your job in the 2 laser cannons he has, the job is to keep the other ones from attacking back to save the calf as he makes his escape.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just this crazy, very National Geographic moment where you are helping a squid capture a baby whale calf.
Yeah.
Pulls it on board. After the end of day 1, you guys all have whale. It is really greasy. And the cargo hold is just slimy. Like, some of the crew members that you've saved they're really lamenting sticking around. You're like, you promised we'd get us to Round Town, but it just smells bad here, and now we're carting whale blubber around the ship and dumping it into the stink holes, and it's just a gross process, but whale, it's weird. Tastes like fishy steak.
It's like, hey, at least you're not gonna die.
Nope.
I mean, we can drop you off here if you want.
Yeah. You guys are you cut open this whale in the cargo bay, and everybody's just kind of tearing into it and getting the pieces out and moving stuff over, and you all look over at the cow, and it's got itself backed into the corner. Its eyes are super huge. It's not happy about what it's seeing. It's like when the dead cow truck pulls up to the farm and they all run away.
Yeah, Matt just looks at the cow and just says, "Well, it's a good thing it's not you, isn't it?"
Remember you guys used to have a tasty and it got lost?
Yeah.
Yep.
With the space cow, I was immediately picturing the cows from Fallout.
Oh, the Brahmins?
The two-headed Brahmins, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next day you guys approach the marble fields, and it's quite the sight. It's It really is different sized, perfectly spherical balls moving in the most erratic patterns. There's even to use the word pattern, it's impossible to say pattern unless it is on a cosmic level scale that you just can't watch unfold. They whip around this area really fast. Some of them are spinning, others are slow turning, tumbling, and they smash into each other. They don't normally break, but every once in a while one will. And they just bounce off each other and head in another random direction. And Fazragul says, "You have arrived. Now what?"
That's an excellent question.
These marbles, for lack of a better word, is this where you said? What did you say these words again? I remember what you.
The weird rock style ship that was spotted by the Neogi traders.
Right,
They are very often spotted out here near the marble fields.
Right, you had said last week you were giving just kind of like a brief overview of like the different areas, and you described the marble fields, and I don't remember what you said about them.
Oh, I think it was pretty
Did
much
you say
everything
people?
I just said.
Did you say people mine them?
No, that's people mine the edges of the divine anvil. There are people that have attempted to mine the broken pieces of some of these spheres, but it's real dangerous because they're made out of minerals, and so if you find one that has a valuable mineral, you can get rich over like almost instantly. But
is this area like a hard border in that like this activity that's happening in front of us and the fracturing occasionally of marbles, is it like contained with like a certain boundary, or is there not a boundary except for like the marbles look like they adhere to a certain boundary, but like the broken pieces of marble like go outside of that, or they never come outside of that?
once a marble breaks, those pieces do flow outside of it. But as long as
okay, so Fazragul could essentially like try to grab some of those that are safe to grab, right?
There's not a lot that come out because they rarely break. And when they do, they get smashed to bits. So yes, he could, but it's one of those things where you'd spend a month looking for a chunk of value, and then you'd have to move on to another one. And as far as the borders of the field, they're very ill-defined as to where the field that a marble can slide out to actually ends and goes back in. Because sometimes you're like, oh, they only go out to about here, and then one will go winging like 10 miles past that.
Does Fazragul know like if there is anything that would cause like a mass disruption that would cause the marbles to mass?
He doesn't.
Smash
He doesn't think so. He says that at one point in time, about 150 years ago, the GIF rolled a planet's worth of smoke powder into the middle of this place. They pushed it, and they let it go as far as it could go before it got smashed by the marbles, and it didn't really have any effect other than to redirect the ones that were caught in the direct blast. But they just continued to race around the field. And that's like nuclear level detonation.
Yeah.
Is this like something that's always known to be here, or did
nobody ever remembers it not being here?
Okay. So it's as much part of the geography as like a river would be.
Yep. And you do, and like in the cutscene, you do see this too, as and when the waves of light, and you guys have noticed this, the Wii fields work the same way. Light seems to move almost like a river out here at certain times. When they hit a marble, it's like hitting a disco ball crystal, like made out of like one crystal. It just reflects and refracts everywhere, and it just moves like light shouldn't. It's almost like the refraction animates the light for a little while, because it'll move in waves, and it will almost take on like a dancer style posture and movement as it dissipates out from the hit. And that happens pretty frequently as well.
These rock ships, did we get an idea of how big they might be?
Smaller than Fazragul.
Smaller than Fazragul. And he doesn't sense anything?
He can begin scanning.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It was
Does
somebody else. Yeah, there, Andy, go ahead.
the periscope thingy that we bought, does that provide us any ability to search the?
It would actually. So let's make perception checks at advantage, or at least one. Let's make one perception check at advantage.
Go ahead, Phil.
Phil. It wasn't me.
Been drinking too much.
So 19. That's pretty good. Fazergold doesn't pick anything up, but Jeffrey, looking through the star glass, and it's kind of cool, Jeff, now that you got this star glass, there are times where Fazergold will open up a port, basically where if he were a whale, where his blowhole would be, and you can climb up and stand on top of him out in the astral sea. And
Yeah.
And so you're looking around, and you see it looks like a semi-constant curtain of light not far from where you guys are at.
I would ask Fezergirl if he knows what that is.
He would say he would have just assumed it was part of the light refraction, but now that he's looking at it, he's not quite sure why that exists. Because it doesn't leave.
Does it seem to be, Jeff, does it seem to be like an optical illusion? Like, is it just like a mirage, for lack of a better description?
I don't think so. I've seen a lot of illusion magic, and I don't know. But how far away is it?
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's head in that direction. Do we know if, say, Thanak were to cast Detect Magic, if this would enhance his ability to see using that spell?
If the star glass would?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Let's try it. Thanak, put this on your face.
All right. I will put that on my face.
You then cast Detect Magic?
Cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You can definitely see magical enhancements through the star glass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird because you put this on and it's almost like somebody puts on a pair of binoculars that aren't zoomed in at all on your face, and then you just crank it up to 1,000. And so you just get this like light speed tunnel, and then you're looking at things. It takes you for a moment to realize what's going on. You almost have that moment from Kevin Costner's Robin Hood where he's trying to stab the guys on horses through the telescope.
Oh yeah.
Because he thinks it's he thinks it's some sort of weird magic. Where you're like, oh, what's going on? And you got to look a couple of times, and then you figure it out. Looking at this curtain, there is a half-broken marble floating right behind it, stationary.
Oh.
And it is radiating transitional fields of magic. Lots of different kind of magic. Almost that raw feel that you've seen in other places.
Well, let's go there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Mike, could you give us a long rest?
Oh, yeah, I most certainly can. There you go.
Thank you. I will tell Fazagul about it. What does he think the likelihood of us being able to make it there safely is?
Well, it's pretty close to the edge of the field, and he studies it as you start to travel that way. And as he's doing that, you hear him humph a couple of times, and you notice as you guys are watching where he's going, marbles come near that thing, and instead of impacting it, they bounce off it early. And he's kind of blown away by that. Then again, nothing he has ever consumed or anyone he's ever worked with has bothered to truly investigate this area more than sometimes taking a cursory pass from going one place to another past it to see if they could get lucky and pick something up.
Yeah. Could we... What's the range on his cannons?
Not real far. 300 feet.
I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to use the inspiring leader on our group.
Okay.
Yeah, good call. How many hit points is that, by the way?
I will add it in a moment. I'm clicking on you.
Okay.
This thing is in the middle of the stream, right?
It's out towards the edge, but it's definitely in a place where it should be getting hit, but it's not.
It's on the far edge, and we can still get to that edge, or we have to go through to that edge.
You'd have to go through a little bit to that edge, but Faz thinks he can make it pretty easily.
Okay.
The question is are we just going to run into an invisible wall?
More than likely, yes.
You wanna have time to be able to try to pick this thing up, like have him pick it up, right?
I don't know. Is it?
No, it's too big for him to pick
Yeah.
up.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go
So-
investigate it and see if it's someone's house.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just, I guess, try to see if how close he can bring us.
How close are the marbles getting to the actual structure? Do we feel like there's room between this force field that we're seeing and the marble, where the marbles are bouncing away, that he would fit inside that space?
Oh, he would definitely fit inside that space.
I will use the warp drive and I will simply move us to that space safely.
You go to do that, he tells you that could be a very bad idea. If there is a weave created shield around that is not something you want to try and fold through. He says we might end up out in the far realm if you do that.
I don't know what you just said, so I'm going to listen.
You would know the far realm is where
okay.
elder beings and elder children come from.
Oh, that's right. We do know about that.
Yeah.
In that case, well, do we feel like we can get to that circle without you taking tremendous amounts of damage from flying bits of debris?
He says yes, and he does that thing where he darts forward like when he grabbed the calf, and he shoots forward and he hits a barrier, but it's not the barrier. He says it's weird, and he starts to push through it, and he starts to complain, and he's like, this is like squeezing through some sort of congealed liquid, and then he hits a wall, and you watch him spread his tentacles out, and just as he's doing that, a marble comes, it hits the outside of this bubble, and you watch it as you're closer to it now, it sinks in a little bit, and his kind of side eyes get real wide, and then it bounces back out, and he's like, oh, okay, I think I'm safe here. And he spreads his tentacles out, and then his beak comes forward, and it starts to crack into the inner shell, and he opens up the cargo area, which is his mouth, and he spreads open basically in our vernacular, a force shield. And he's like, I think you could jump from my mouth to the half marble from here.
How big is the marble? Half marble.
It's about a half mile wide.
Oh.
I'm going for it.
And he can...
Yeah.
On the flat side of it where it's broken and it's protected by that illusionary light shield, there is a door.
Oh.
I just start brain swimming towards it.
Hold on, how far away is how far is the distance between the two? Like, should we get like a rope and attach?
You're about a mile away.
I don't have a mile of rope. Do you?
Yeah, neither do I.
Okay. We can brain swim through the astral sea.
Yep, you sure can.
Yeah.
You can psychically float very easily through the astral sea.
Okay, all right.
So the brain floating.
You guys exit. You will be outside of his range, I think.
Oh, it's telepathic.
I will take a...
I think you said it was like a mile.
I don't remember how far I said it was. Might be like
I remember
6
being
miles.
wise.
It's big.
Yeah, I thought you said like multiple miles, because I remember it being like, wow, that's crazy. Like, we're probably never going to, unless we like just went really far.
Oh, let's look at the
Yeah, 5 or 6 sounds.
1 mile. 1 mile. Telepathic bond for a distance of 1 mile with up to 40.
1 mile?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
still a lot in comparison to
It is a lot.
So he's like, you'll be out of my range. So good luck. And
I'll
if you
cast
don't
Rory's telepathic bond with all of us.
come back soon, I guess.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
I
I'll
guess
ritual
Keldrin
cast.
and I will just leave.
No, don't do that. And I'll take the time to ritual cast Rory's telepathic bond with all of us.
Okay.
So
It's like he's not going anywhere. We're far too interesting right up front here for him to just split.
right. No,
All right.
but he's also not going to come in and get us.
Well, no, I didn't say that.
He doesn't think he can.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys float across, and it's not hard. You've been in the sea a few times now, and it's just you're zooming across. You get to the light shield, and it looks very easy to pass through. Doesn't have any danger senses or feels to it. It's not like something you want to shoot a bunch of rations through or anything like that. And
Are we sure though?
there is a
Adventures.
large archway carved into the side of this marble.
I will
Looks like the
cast.
entry door.
Yeah. How long does it take for you to? You're gonna do the various telepath. How long does it
takes
take?
a minute.
I'll tell you, it takes 10 minutes
No.
to ritual cast it.
Oh, I thought it was only a minute plus the casting time.
No, it's
10
10
It's
minutes.
10 minutes.
Plus the casting time, so 10 minutes, 6 seconds.
No, just 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
How far would it take for us to get from there, from Fazagul to the door?
It's a mile, and you move walking speed.
Oh, so a while.
So it's about 20 minutes.
Okay. Never mind. All right, we're all set.
All right, so going through the archway and into whatever this place is.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to share you a map. Bum-ba-da. And then I need to close this. And I need this to move over. Pew. All right. So as that's loading, soon, Unity, soon, and then some of this loading business goes away.
This might be a little retroactive if it's all right with you, Mike, but did anyone need to take a psionic spear or half plate?
Oh, I'm gonna take one, but I'm not gonna attune to it. So I'll have a
take
spear.
the
I'm not.
spear. Oh, you were taking the spear? Okay.
There are 3.
There's three.
multiple.
There's 3 spears.
3 spears
Oh, okay.
and 3 half plates.
I'm just
I think
in case anyone thought that they were going to take one, like, should probably say so now, because
If there's one left over, I will take one. And in the period of time that we were traveling, if nobody wants the armor, I will break one down, disenchant it.
yeah, I remember you saying.
If I have time, or at least I'll start the process of it.
So who else grabbing a spear? Okay.
Are you taking one, Jeff?
Jeff doesn't use melee weapons.
You can throw it,
Oh,
and it
And
detonates.
also, yeah.
I thought you might want it for that 66 blast.
Well, you only get the 6d6 if you're attuned to it. It's 2d6
Yeah.
if you're unattuned.
Yeah, well, I didn't know like what he was attuned to that he.
No.
I just thought.
no. Weaponry and things like that are not Jeff's bag.
Okay.
No, he's got 3 items with the robe of the order, the belt of Dwarvenkind, and the ornaments of the queen. He's You can all have one. Take your spears. You are Kren after all.
Yeah.
All right.
So are you.
I'll
So-
take one.
So you move into this place, and the first thing you notice is that the ground, the walls, and the ceiling are not stable. They're made of, it looks like mason stone, like flagstones and things like that, except they all move. Like, if it's the floor, we'll just start with the floor, but all the walls and ceilings do this. The flagstones rise, and then they sink. And every one moves at a different pattern and pace. And they're not standard. Sometimes they come up really fast and go really high. Sometimes they move really slow and barely come up at all. So it is a constant changing floor pattern of difficult terrain. If one's going up fast and high, they're not going so fast that you would ever be worried that you'd slam against the ceiling. But they do sometimes move up to the ceiling. So it's just a very bizarre thing. The next thing you notice is that every surface is covered with this thin layer of spongy material that when stepped on or touched releases a syrupy slime of varying colors. Mostly red, blues, and greens, but it does ooze grays and blacks and even white once in a while. It's really pretty gross. Like you step down and it's like squish.
We know what you need to do, Thanak.
No.
What's it taste like?
No.
I don't believe you. I just don't believe.
Let's see.
Well, maybe you should try it for yourself.
The air here smells a little bit like rotting fruit, and there are constant sounds emanating from the area. These sounds range from the grinding of stone and clanging of metal to things more akin to someone slurping soup or squishing like fruit between their fingers. It's just a nasty place. Let's see. The lighting here also changes very irregularly. Sometimes it's flickering, sometimes it's fading, sometimes it's super bright, sometimes it's really dark, and it comes in an array of colors as well. It just is. It's a bizarre place. What else is going on in here? Oh, and the last thing is I need all of you to roll a d4.
And you guys didn't want to get high.
Mike, did you say the spongy stuff is all over the floor or only in certain spots?
It covers any surface.
So essentially it's just all sponge?
No, like, because when a flagstone rises up, it's stone underneath it. And then when it goes back down, the sponge is about a half-inch thick, but it's also on the wall pieces, too.
Is this like a mold?
It's seriously like a kitchen sponge you'd find in an inn. It's bizarre. So here's what's going on. Thanak, you are currently suffering from no gravity at all.
I'm familiar with this feeling.
You are familiar with this feeling. However,
wait, when you said suffering, do you mean enjoying?
Sure.
Okay. I
use the word suffering because you can no longer psychically direct yourself in it. So.
Okay.
Yep. Everybody else, you feel like gravity is half as effective on you as usual.
So we can jump like twice as high?
You can jump twice as high. Regular movement, due to the nature of the floor, is going to be at difficult terrain, but right now, because you guys are half as heavy, it's not going to affect you. However, Thanak is in difficult terrain because he has to swim through gravity somehow.
No, I don't. I just hold my spear out
and carry him behind me.
No, you don't. I just hold the spear out and you grab it and pull me. You just launch me like one of those addle spears. That's what you do.
Oh man, why can't Jeff be the one who's like totally affected by this?
Jeff will have to roll a 4, but you could throw the Jeff missile twice as far now because he weighs.
I know. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like there's some stairs that lead down into an area that opens up into a larger room.
Onward and downward.
Onward and downward. So I'm going to reveal some more of this room.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Scientifically speaking.
Okay.
If I hold my spear out and Othig holds the other end and whips the spear forward, so I go forward. But at the same time, I'm holding Jeff and throw him.
I would say because you're weightless, you would definitely act as a trebuchet, if that's what you're going
excellent.
for. Yes,
that's exactly what I'm going for.
This is a Jeff Boucher. This is a move that can only be accomplished in partial and zero gravity.
Only in this circumstance.
Jeff Buscemi.
Yeah.
So we've agreed and discussed that this is a tactic only available here, and we're ready to execute.
Which means we need to use it.
So you walk into this room, and the first thing you notice immediately are the 24 naked bodies in various states of destruction floating around here, laying on the ground. They look like they are also affected by the gravity fluctuations. Some of them are floating. Most of them are laying on the ground. All of them are naked. They're in various states of decay. It's a pretty messed up situation. There's also that weirdly shaped pit with circular pillars popping up out of it. It is filled with that slime. but
I'm just gonna
the colors of
quietly-
the slime don't mix. And so it's
Oh.
almost looks like when you start to put color in a bucket of paint. That's what it looks like because the colors don't mix.
I'm gonna quietly whisper Ulrin? Question mark.
I am gonna do something.
What are you doing? You were Skippy there.
I'm gonna
Doing
do
something normal would be something bizarre for you.
All right, I know. I'm gonna do something normal. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
Is this thing alive?
It is not alive, but what does Detect Thoughts do again? I want to make sure I explain what you pick up right.
For the purpose of what I'm doing, I can specifics. Has to have an intelligence of 3, I guess. Hold on, I gotta read.
Well, what I'm interested in is, do you just pick up what you're focusing at, or do you pick up like stuff in the area?
I can. Gosh, where is it? It always says it in a weird place. Because I can specifically look for something that I can see, but I can also look for. I can search for thoughts within 30 feet of me.
Okay. So here's what you pick up then. You don't think the marble is alive. That thought process passes pretty quickly. You do pick up the most random, weird alien thought processes you've ever encountered. And you've been to the colony, so there's definitely some weird stuff that's out there.
We just got wasted with Fazergul.
Yes, and this is more bizarre than that. There are things like, I smell them coming, perhaps they'll play billiards with me if I cut off their stomachs. It's stuff like that, and you're picking up, at this point you are picking up 4 distinct presences, and they just keep saying weird things like that. They all do tend to lean more violently. And they don't seem to be shielding their thoughts as well. And they don't seem to be talking to each other either. They're all having independent thoughts. Perhaps if I smashed it, the kitchen forks would not get stuck in the watermelon.
I will let the party know we're not alone.
There's madness afoot.
Well, yeah, that's probably the best description. We're not alone, and there's madness afoot.
Wonderful.
And what else would you guys like to do in this room? It looks like there are exits to the east and west.
Can I detect, because this lasts for a minute, I think? A minute. So during that time, am I able to pinpoint a direction from where these thoughts are coming from?
Make an intelligence check as you try and focus in on that.
Oh, come on now.
No, they're out in front of you somewhere.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
One of the floating bodies, can I just try to maneuver it towards the pool of colors? I want to see like what happens, if anything.
Sure. You go to maneuver it. How would you like to do so?
By pushing it from a safe distance.
You just going to grab it and push it, or are you going to use? Okay. So you go to grab this corpse, and as you get closer to it, you realize the corpse you're about to grab that's floating, it's not really a full corpse. It is just the husk of skin that has dried and crystallized, and it looks like it has patches of blue oozing sores all over it.
Oh.
But like the inside is missing.
It slits like almost from jaw down to crotch, right down the middle, and it's kind of flapping open, and there are no muscles, no organs, no bones, just a husk of skin.
So
Oh my gosh.
it's an Egger suit?
Yeah, sure. Egger soup.
Sugar.
We should not be here.
Need sugar.
So it's
Harder song.
it's not heavy enough to direct in there. Is that what you're telling me?
You could, but I wanted to give you that warning because you're not. I would say you're probably uncertain of wanting to touch this thing.
Yeah.
That's the DM saying, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
Are you sure you'd like me to rip up your character sheet?
You see a wall in the middle of a desert with a bunch of bones and
Yeah.
skeleton. Would you like to touch it?
Yeah.
Demon wall.
Yeah.
I'll use Mage Hand and push it if he doesn't want to touch it.
Sure, that's a fairly safe option. You touch it and it moves down into the slime.
And that's it?
Hold on, my wife messaged me.
Okay.
Sorry,
this is
sorry.
peaceful.
No, she's
Right.
she's been so super sick the last few weeks. Like her sore throat has not gone away. It's only gotten worse, and the doctor gave her like no like good answers at all. It is actually pushing her into a rather serious depression.
Oh.
She's so miserable. It's unbelievable.
So is she just like in bed or on the couch right now?
No, she's coming home from work, but she's stopping at the store for. Oh, I misunderstood. She's stopping at the store.
How long?
Hold on. Can't think multiple thoughts here today.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Suit. She's been sick. This is 3 weeks now that she's felt like
Jeez.
this. And she doesn't have a cold or anything like that. She just has an unbelievable, like, painful sore throat. So we're like drinking hot soup or water, like, makes her cry.
Oh.
It's bad. It's real bad. So she's really depressed, and so I just want to make sure she's getting the attention she needs.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, you take Mage Hand and you shove this body down towards this thing, and it hits the goop, and it just kind of like it hits the goop like it is still unaffected by anything with the zero gravity, and it just kind of sails into it at the exact same angle. But then you can tell it hits the floor because it bends a little bit, but it does submerge itself all the way under the goo.
Pull it out.
I can't see it anymore, but I'll try.
Yeah, you fish around for a little bit, you pull it back out, and goop is dripping off of it.
Does the goop seem to have any kind of adverse effect on this?
Nope.
Interesting. Okay. Unless you want to find out how deep that is or what else is in there, I suggest we move on.
Yeah, let's go left.
Okay, make perception checks for me as you turn left.
Wow. I haven't had one of those in months.
Mav, you're the only one who hears it, so you're the only one who is not going to be surprised. You hear, and it's hard to hear anything in here over all the weird sounds that are going on, but there is somewhat of a pattern, and you are turning around just in time to see 4 large toad-like creatures leap up out of the pit where all the slime was and start racing towards you. As the slime starts to shuffle off them, you see that 2 of them are red and 2 of them are blue. You can roll initiative.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jeff can't roll a 1. Perception check.
Oh, do it.
No, that's better. It's not good enough.
Not
but
quite good
it's
enough.
not a 1.
You were pretty close, but not quite good enough.
Thank you, Fana.
I couldn't remember what you can and can't do.
If only we could have set up the Jeffy Shea.
I know, right?
Would have weirded them out as much as we're weirded out being here. dwarf throwing another dwarf, throwing a halfling. Oh my gosh.
These creatures are really large. You're not quite sure how they
Surprised
hid
us?
it. No, how they hid in that pool, and then as they're getting racing towards you,
Oh, they were in the pool
they are coming
Wait,
up out of the pool
from behind us.
from behind you.
Oh,
No, the pool's in front of us.
oh.
Not anymore.
No, we were leaving. We were walking away.
Yeah,
Oh.
you went to the left.
Okay.
So, Mav, you are actually up first side of all this.
Well, Mav is going to pop up Spirit Guardians, making it difficult terrain.
All right.
I know how it's pronounced, but I just always want to call these things salads.
Yep.
Blue
I'll
salad.
have a blue salad.
Red salad.
Curse of Slod.
Yes, please.
What a story.
Mav, as you run into that room, please make a perception check for me.
You see 4 more coming at you.
That is definitely good enough, even though you are distracted. That oval depression in the floor right there are a dozen of the most disgusting little tadpole creatures you've ever seen. They're about 2 feet in length. They got hind legs and skinny little bodies, and then these giant, like, huge lamprey heads with teeth in them that spin around in rows in opposite directions.
Oh.
Yep. They are all over the place in there.
I can tell you where the Spirit Guardians is moving next turn.
Actually,
boss, nope.
that spell stays centered on you, so they are already there. So if you start it there, you'll hit the slots, and then you can move it and hit somebody else.
Argon boss, nope.
That's what we're doing.
But they will not take the Spirit Guardian damage twice. So if they move into it again, they'll only take it the one time. But yeah.
That's okay.
So you put the Spirit Guardians over that pit, and I need to see that circle because I need to know if any of these suckers make it out. Nope.
I don't think they do.
No, they don't. They just start popping. And when that happens, you hear a shrieking, like angry shrieking sound coming from where that circular area is, and this guy pops out of there. Oops. No, sorry.
You've initiated the boss fight.
Hey guys,
Don't worry,
you
that
know,
guy's
you know
surprised.
how
No, I don't.
You are so dead. You are so very, very dead.
Yeah. He's mad. So
Slod.
Green salad.
So go ahead and roll your damage. Oh, you already did. Never mind. On the slots. All right, then it's their turn. So blue slot 1, red slot, and green slot are going to go. This guy is going to come down here, and he is going to take 2 claw swipes at Othig.
Reaction.
Do it. First one's going to go wide. Second one is going to connect.
Boom.
So he
Mike,
is
You said we're all surprised, correct?
correct.
Is the green slot not surprised?
He is not surprised.
Okay.
Let's see. Ryan, you can take 11 points of slashing damage from the blue guy. And then this red guy. And as the blue guy gets there, he actually shrinks a little bit in size. Like his body begins to morph down a little bit.
Was that from me hitting him or him making attacks?
Nope. You're not quite sure. This guy runs into here, and he shrinks up a little bit as well. And he is going to make an attack at Othig.
Weird.
Good old red guy.
Red salad.
And that 13 is going to miss. And 21, does that hit you?
That will.
All right, so you're going to take
Not next round, hopefully.
9 points of damage there. And then he is going to attempt to bite you. No, he is actually going to attempt to bite Thanok. And that will not affect him. Green Slod, as he comes out, it looks like he came charging out of the other room then you're not quite sure why, and he is casting a spell.
Oh dear.
Babs is
It's not my turn yet. I can't do anything because I'm surprised, right?
Yep, you are surprised.
still
You get a
so I can't-
reaction.
You do.
I don't get one until after my.
No, you
Right.
get a reaction during a surprise round. You don't get to take bonus actions or actions, but you still get an action.
I don't get a reaction until it's past my turn on
Why?
a surprise round.
That's,
I don't
yeah,
use
that's
surprised. He doesn't know
Oh.
that's
I
happened.
think Mike.
Okay, I,
think
get
Mike,
it. Yeah, I
yeah.
get it. I get it. Yep.
I'm absorbing it.
Okay. You suck up a fireball.
Third level.
Third level. It's kind of like looking at its fingers and shaking them. And Thanok, you still have detect thoughts up, and these are all like, stupid eggs breaking all the time. I don't know why I even went to the liquor store.
Okay.
And
It's funny because in all this chaos, you just see Thanik giggling to himself. Like,
Jeffrey, you now have reactions. This
Thanks,
Slod, he is going to jump up and move across the ceiling and drop into place back. Can he make it that far? No, he'll have to dash. So he dashes back to here, and he shrinks down a little bit as well. Wrong.
and he can get through us.
And do the
Yeah,
twist.
he-
Yeah,
went on
I
the
forgot to
ceiling.
tell you, but the ceilings are quite tall in this place.
Oh, okay.
They range between 20 and 30 feet up, so
Okay.
they're very large.
Perfect for Trebby.
But he had to
Shit,
dash
no.
to get there. Othig's turn goes by. Thanak's turn goes by. Red guy is going to do the same, and he's going to end up over here, but that is also a dash.
Reaction?
Your turn went by, you will get a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I could reach him.
Yeah,
Because you said
alarm.
it was high.
Yeah, but they are large creatures, so...
Okay. Cool, just
Snap
check in.
off on him.
Just check in the cash. Wow, AC, they have none.
In the cash.
Wow. Epically bad. Oh, what did it re-roll to? Still not great, but okay.
And that is going to take us back to the top of the round. Mav, you can now re-roll your Spirit Guardian's damage on those three guys.
Well, thing's just gonna yell out, they're really easy to hit! Just blow on them.
That is terrible because I have magic resistance, and so many of them just failed.
Oh, wow.
All four of them failed last turn too.
Yep, that's just awful. I mean, their wisdom is terrible, so that's not help doing them any favors, but resistance, you'd think.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh no.
Anybody gonna let me re-roll that?
Oh yeah, do your thing.
Anybody.
Please can all. That's just
Like any of
enough.
us except one can actually do that for you.
Still a hit.
Yep, still a hit.
Still a hit. Dude!
Nice.
Not bad.
All right. So, as their turn comes around again, you notice as each of them, as it becomes their turn, they do look a little healthier.
Okay.
All right, so Othig, this guy is going to attack you 3 times. He's going to hit you with the first one. He is going to miss you with the second one. And then he is going to miss you with the third one. So he's going to get 1 claw in on you. I'm sorry. I need you. Anybody who's been hit so far needs to make a Constitution saving throw. So, Othig, you'll have to make 2 of them. Because you've been hit twice. Okay? And then, who else got hit? Thanok, did you,
I think it was
you didn't
just
get
him.
hit?
No, I
Just
think it
Othig.
was just him.
Okay, cool.
What? Did I like feel something?
No, you do not feel anything.
Okay.
And then, red guy is going to, let's see, he's going to attack Thanok, who you're going to be hit, so I'm going to need a con save from you. And then Jeffrey,
Hold on.
he's
What?
going to attack
Hold
you
on.
next.
How much? Did it say absorbed? Why? I didn't.
I don't know. Because it took your temporary hit points.
Oh, it took my temporary hit points. Yep. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Jeffrey is missed.
Beautiful.
And then it is going to attempt to bite you.
Boom.
You, Jeffrey. And that's going to get it.
I haven't even done anything. Why did you hate me?
And
They're with us.
I need you to make a Constitution
fair
saving throw.
From the bite?
From the bite.
Okay, dokie.
Let's see. Then our green friend is going to begin casting a spell.
I will counterspell it.
That's a 1. I can't roll a 1. I'm going to try that again.
Much better.
Much better.
So you will counterspell him.
Okay.
And he's just like, the grocery list only has butter on it.
What spell was it? Because I get to redirect it now.
Oh, it was a fireball.
Well.
Well.
Can
It's his
I...
favorite spell.
Am I able to hit? I'm not gonna do it. 'Cause
I do it to you, so you can do it to me.
No. It's one of those things to where it's too much time spent trying to direct something that I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
So I will just hit 1 and red 1 and blue 1. I'll check it over in the other room.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, you could hit the green guy with it, too, if you just put it in the middle of that room.
Yeah, but my point was that because this is a reaction, I don't want to sit there for a bunch of time and calculate where it could go and all that kind of stuff. Like it's just a reaction of
Sure.
deflecting the spell somewhere else.
Gotcha.
All right.
I would have just had it blow up in his hands.
So, I will... First guy is going to fail his own spell save DC, which is dumb. And second guy is going to succeed. So, red 1 and blue 1 are... Red 1's going to take 31 points of damage. And
Nice.
blue 1 is going to take 15. All right.
Reminds me of
I had the 13 save there, Mike. I don't know.
reminds me of Doug at the end of Up. They're like looking at the cars and they're calling the colors out, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Gray one."
Yeah,
Yep.
gray one.
I did see that, Jeff, so thank you. It's your turn.
Cool. These guys make me really, really uncomfortable, so I'm just going to pull up my sword.
They're
and
constantly talking, too. And Thanax,
Like
in your
actual
mind, it
words?
is a never-ending stream of gibberish. It's in a language you don't recognize at all. It's a constant... it's just angry gibberish. You can pick up the tone of whatever they're saying, but it...
I can understand the thought. So it doesn't, like, the spell doesn't say anything about needing to know their language, just that they speak a language.
Right, and their thoughts are more emotional,
Gibberish.
but it's gibberish. So,
Okay.
okay, 6? What is 6?
What?
What is 6? You don't face
That's
that.
not me.
Oh, that was Mav.
That was me.
Yep.
I absorbed magic, so I had to
Oh.
roll something.
Is the green slot in a square? It looks like he's in between squares.
Oh, he might be in between squares. That's my fault.
Okay. So I'm going to pull up my sword and I'm going to cast Steel Wind Strike.
Oh, nice.
5 creatures, so that's all 5 of them, and I will reappear. In my last spot, I will appear. Gosh, that blue one hit me really hard. Within 5 feet of one of them, so I will reappear. Actually, yeah, I'll just reappear right where I am. Just
Okay.
because why not?
Sure.
And these are attack rolls. So I will miss, I'm sure, one of them. Oh, but I can re-roll the one, so that's good. So just to re-roll that.
That's
so
going to hit any of them.
they'll
So
all hit. So I need to reselect who.
If you hit them all, you who'd you miss?
Green? No. Yep, green. So I got to reselect the green guy, and then I can just roll damage on everybody. Bap.
Oh, those aren't good numbers, but
no, that's garbage.
That's
but it's all force damage. So
I mean, you just did like 80 damage.
Yeah,
calm down.
I am calm, sir. And then I'm going to, because I think I'm hurt.
There's all this yelling in my head, so I'm just yelling at everybody now.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get hit that hard. You still have 10 hit points on.
Yeah, I was trying to look at and see who didn't, but it doesn't look like anybody actually falls into that category. So I'm going to take who's the one that's been hitting me? Red slot or blue slot?
I don't remember.
Red slot, blue slot.
Ooh, Ryan's got his clacky keyboard out.
Yep. So actually, I will. Is this a safe space to have reappeared?
That I think is solid rock.
I couldn't actually tell.
Yeah, I know. This was one of my earlier dungeons. Yeah, that's solid. Where
so north of Thanok is not an available space?
Correct.
Okay, then I will appear over in this area here. Then.
All right. I was really hoping you landed on your head.
Oh gosh, I can't. There we go. So that's where I'll appear, and I will bonus action. Who's up next to us? Othig. I will inspire Othig. I'm not doing that. So Othig, you have
Can you still hear my keyboard?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
Sorry, what's going on?
You have a D10 available for any of your saves. I will bonus action inspire you.
Okay.
All right, so that brings up Blue Slod, and he is going to take advantage of that space being gone, and he is going to shrink as the others have, and he's going to slip into this spot here, and he is going to attack 3 times.
Oops.
First at Mav. So he goes to bite Mav, and he will. So Mav, you're going to be chomped on, and I need a Constitution saving throw. 14, okay. And then he's going to move towards Thanok. Thanok, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw. Well, that was mighty. And then he is going to attack Othig. And Othig, Constitution saving throw. This Slod had a very effective round.
Yeah.
All right, Othig, you're up.
Do we take any damage?
Did what? I rolled it on you guys.
Oh no, from the Constitution thing.
Oh, you don't know what's going on with that.
Okay. It's one of those things where like I'm worried. I think we might all be saving, which means if we ever do fail, it's going to instantly kill us.
Or we're all failing and we're slowly building up our little ticks.
Yeah.
All right. So Slod goes down.
And then I'm going to roll parry.
All right.
So that's my turn.
Okay. Thanok.
That will bring it to me. I'm going to go after blue 2. Oh, I missed. 14's is AC, guys. Or 15's is AC. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Maybe I should have inspired you. Good grief.
Seriously. That's it.
Okay. So Red Slod 2 is up, and he's got 2 people to attack. So let's start with Mav. First one's going to miss. His bite misses, so no chompy on Mav. So then he starts to claw at Mav. Oh, that's a crit fail. So let me roll a... Okay, so it is now... Mav, it's your turn.
So...
Slimy basketball hoop.
if Mav moves to the left of square, will that cause an attack opportunity from the blue slot?
No, negative. Because he's still technically a large creature. It's strange because their bodies have shrunk, but their arms have stayed long, so they still have their full square of reach.
Gotcha.
With Rary's telepathic bond, we're still connected to the ship. I'm gonna ask him if he knows what these toads are.
Toads? Oh dear. Don't let them touch you.
It's a little late for that.
Oh, double dear. I haven't decided what his personality is yet. It's kind of
Yeah,
all
no,
over the
it's-
place.
I'm liking the one that just came out. That one I like.
I think
Completely.
his personality is that his personality changes.
Ooh.
It could be.
We have a schizophrenic elephant.
Next week he's going to be
Oh,
Marvin the
great.
Depressed Robot.
I'm going to
No
use my
fun
war
at
gong.
all. War gong.
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh my cow, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
And that shall be my turn.
All right, so Blue Slod's turn is up, and let's see, he's going to attempt to bite Jeff.
What the crap?
Chomp. Jeff, you're bit. Constitution saving throw.
I am upset about these con throws. They are garbage. They happen on everything. It doesn't even matter what it is.
It doesn't.
Oh.
Othig. What's your AC right now?
20.
20. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely going to get you. So I need a con save from you. And then he's going to attempt to claw you one more time.
I would like to. You said I had a D10. T.
Well, hey,
Yep, you have a D10.
Can he reroll that? He's got a 1.
Yes. I will use my.
I don't know if he can though.
Yeah, he just said yes. So re-roll.
Okay.
Much better.
Heyo!
Ayo.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
These guys are way worse than that gray slot I used against you guys.
So, Green Slod is gonna cast a spell.
Counter spell.
Well, I don't know if Mav
Cowards.
wanted to suck it up or anything too. Like Mav wants to suck it up because he's unloaded some spells.
So that's fine. Go.
Yeah, what level?
It is again a 3rd level spell.
I'll suck it up.
Okay. You have sucked up the fear spell, and he just hunches down. He screams at you. He's like, "Cotton balls!" And nothing happens, and he just walks off into the darkness.
Your face while you said that was the
Yeah. Like if ever there was a time for Discord to freeze, it would have been that.
right.
So he's just so frustrated he walks away. Jeff.
I'm gonna take my free action and in my brain to the ship. Ask what happens if they touch you, because he seemed really upset about that. And while that happens, I'm gonna cast a spell.
He begins to answer you. He's like, well, it depends on what color touches you, actually. Various things happen to you. If a red one touches you, they implant an egg inside of you, and a tadpole comes out after it's eaten all of your innards. If a blue one touches you, you develop a terrible disease in which a red one pops out of you later and just leaves your skin behind.
And I'm going to thunder wave the tar out of this guy. Because I don't think I can hit 2 of them without hitting Thanok, and I don't really want to do that. Though it would be fun. Bap! Hey! Oh, he'll fail it. Kaboom! Aw, they're resistant to thunder damage.
Oh.
Lame. He is, however, pushed 10 feet.
Okay. Let's see. There is a wall there, so bludgeoning damage will ensue.
Yep. That's
He
good.
does not go anywhere. Gosh, he took more bludgeoning damage from being thrown into that wall than he did from your spell.
Take that, sucker. And then I will. I am injured, so I am going to undeniable logic myself, and then that will end my turn.
Cool. All right, so it's Blue's turn, and he is going to... Let's see, he was on Othig last, so he's going to start with Othig this time. You turd packing toolbox. And he will...
Excuse me?
And then he does not manage to bite him, so then he will attempt to claw him, and he will get you with his claw, so Constitution saving throw. Delicious. And then he will turn on Thanok. And he will miss Thanok. Othig, it's your turn.
Wait. They're all heavy, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom! Crit.
Go home.
I need to make a saving throw.
Does it disappear?
He's gone. Slot number 1.
I'm proud of you.
Boing.
This is me clapping for you.
Thanok, the last thing you hear is doorknob.
And that is my turn. Can I move right between Mav and Thanos?
Yes, because you can move through Thanok's square.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanok.
I would like to ask Slot a question.
Sure.
How does it feel? Oh, did that did make him bleed?
Yay!
So I'll do another.
Do they bleed their color or a different color?
They bleed. Blue ones seem to bleed red, and red ones seem to bleed blue.
Terrible.
Doesn't Batman say that in the line somewhere? I wonder if you bleed.
Yeah. Sweet. There's my my war gong.
Well, you get him.
Good.
Just barely. Bang.
That's a good hit. Whap. And that's it.
All right. Red Slod. Slod. All right. He is going to attempt to bite Thanok. And
Do I have
will.
any kind of cover
Nope.
since I'm behind this wall?
Nope. Make a Constitution saving throw. We've never done that cross corner otherwise.
Yeah, I suppose.
Let's see. And then he's going to hit Othig with a claw. Make a con save. And then... I keep grabbing the... It looks like I'm grabbing the damage, but it keeps picking up the D20 because I'm lagging a little bit here. There we go. There's damage. And then he's going to claw at Mav and
Othig's going to
miss.
turn into a slot in a minute.
Mav, you're up.
Okay, so Spirit Guardians is first. I don't think a single one of them had saved on that yet.
Nope, with advantage every time. So the
Last
last
kill them both?
two slod go down, and that will.
This is important. Mav's going to move this way, and does he see anything?
Okay. You do not. There is a raised platform. It's about 8 feet up off the ground, and you do not see anything. You do see another exit from the room, though, to the east, or to the west.
Mav is casting Death Ward on himself.
Those slots all went Vanzara squish.
Slod Von Zaro squish.
You're welcome.
That's gross.
Real gross. Are we still in?
No, you are currently out of initiative.
I'm going to start looking over myself to see if I can find any type of discrepancies.
You do not see any discrepancies as of yet.
Wonderful.
Someone should probably look at the Othic as well.
There's nothing wrong with us.
You looked at you.
Yeah,
I said
and
somebody
there's
should look at
nothing wrong.
Othic.
Mav will look at Othic.
I took a lot of hits.
Othic is all kinds of tore up. he's just not doing so hot.
Did you find any eggs?
Mike, are there claw attacks like mirrored on the bodies? Like, does it look like they could have caused them, or does it not look like that?
What? Oh, the bodies that were in the other room?
Yeah, with the weird slits with the blue. Like,
No, the skin bodies looked like there was disease. There was another kind of body in that room though that looked like something had eaten its way out of it from the inside. There were two different styles of dead body between all the bodies floating in there.
Okay.
Mav, do you have Lester's Restoration, or am I the only one that has that?
I'm sure the cleric and the other in the Vienna
I do not.
has it.
Okay. Having talked with the brain ship, I just don't like this because I got hit a bunch, and I'm not a constitutional. I have no constitution. I'm just gonna cast Lester's. Gosh, I even wrote Lester's Restoration. I'm the worst. It even says it. Lester's Restoration.
You
on
do
myself,
it to yourself.
just to make myself.
So
my
as
mind
this
feel
happened
better.
before, when you cast Lester's Restoration, out of nowhere, a redneck with a bucket of pig slop shows up. He's like, "I got you, Jeff." And he dumps it over you, and you feel a lot better.
That's my cousin Lester. Don't worry. This is what he does.
Doorknob.
Unknown.
All right.
On the plus side, you invited him in.
What do you guys want to do?
Do you want to get that with Othic as well?
I mean, I can if you think there's something wrong with him. Was he hit?
Many times, yes.
Oh.
Well, that doesn't matter if I'm hit. There's definitely something wrong.
Does he need heals as well, or is he?
He could probably use some heals.
Well, that part Mav's good at, and I'm just gonna whistle that pig whistle and see if Lester shows up for.
Yeah,
for
this time he's got a
well.
jug. He's got a jug of medicine, and it's got 3 X's on it. He's like, "I got your friend Othic," and he just like,
I got what you need.
"You got what you
You
need."
get wasted.
Booty Bay.
Oh man, I'm still an enemy with those places, and I deleted my account years ago.
It's like I have no rep with those guys.
Everybody who ever happened to name one of your characters that name, they're automatically set to be an enemy.
Yep. Oh,
So
man,
I
poor
don't
guy.
want to scroll back through all the Constitution saving throws, but anybody who rolled under a 15 probably doesn't feel well.
Did Lester fix it?
I think the only people who rolled under a 16 were Jeff and
I definitely
Othic,
did.
I
I rolled
think.
like
No, I didn't roll under a 15.
Oh,
I thought you did.
I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
thought
sure
you
the
did.
lowest I rolled was a 15.
Oh,
Mav
Or
rolled
a
under.
16.
I knew
Mav
it was
rolled
somebody
under
else.
15.
So
Mav doesn't feel well.
I'll fix you. Me and Lester. We got you.
yeah. I don't remember which one got you. I should have been tracking that better. It was like 2/3 of the way through the battle when I was like, I should be paying attention to who failed saves and by what color. So let's just say Mav has started to, well, even moments after the battle, there are blue sores on him. Jeff, you had a red dotted rash over a spot where you were hit.
Oh, okay.
Everybody needs it but me.
So yeah, I used all 3 of my second level spell slots.
Okay.
We should be more careful. And I just cover myself in my robes. I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
We're looking for my friends. That's
Good
why.
question.
Is she here?
Well, we haven't found the whole place yet, so I don't know.
Well, she used to be, but she was one of those that we killed.
No.
Nope, you didn't. Well, you guys didn't actually check through all the bodies out there, but at a glance, they did not look like they fit the forms of the people you were looking for. These are not the carcasses you're looking for.
That is the right question. Where did the thing go, Mav? You're in there. You're moving. Is that thing in there somewhere?
There is another room back.
All right. Well, let's progress that way then, because that guy looked like a bunch of fun.
Okay, so you guys move forward into the room, and as you get closer to this next room, you start to hear the clanking and pumping of machinery. There is a large triangular shape depressed down in the floor, and make perception checks.
Does it have tadpoles in it?
Not anymore. Mav's got spear guard. He is on a killing spree here.
Spirit Guardians is 10 minutes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so you'd still
Is
have.
it 10 or is it 1?
It's a while.
It's
Well, it's your
no,
spell.
it's 1. It's 1 because
No, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, spear guardians is the long one.
I
It's
get
spiritual
'em.
weapon that's 1 minute.
Yeah.
I like Adam's response.
I get those two mixed up all the time.
Yeah.
So you guys see down in the bottom of this pit, you see a little green slod. And he's running around between different like organic looking machineries, and he's pushing buttons and pressing pads and pulling levers, and it's really loud in this room. There's all sorts of machine noise, so you're not surprised he hasn't noticed you, and he's running back and forth, and you just hear him saying, mumbling stuff like, it's time to bake the foot sauce. And he's just mumbling to himself. Yeah,
Madness is afoot.
madness is afoot.
How far down is he?
He's 15 feet down into that hole.
I'm going to use the universal speech. I'm going to use one of my bardic inspirations, and that way I can speak whatever language he speaks.
Okay.
But more importantly, it gives me advantage on charisma checks to try and influence him.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and get his attention.
Sure.
And tell him that we're here looking for someone, and we won't kill him if he helps us find them.
Okay. You have a very odd experience communicating to this creature, and it does not, in any way, shape, or form, even notice you're talking to it. And as that happens, you watch as a small pinpoint of fire from across the pit shows up and comes racing across the room towards you as a slod over there becomes visible. 2 of them, actually. And you guys can now roll initiative again.
Jeez. Gosh, are you serious?
Conveniently, I could speak with them too.
Well, can you speak fire?
I can certainly try.
I'll need
I don't know
everybody
how well
over
that
there
will
to
roll.
make dexterity saving throws. And this little guy in the pit goes away.
He was in.
He was an illusion. Oh, there we go again. Discord's down. My Discord tonight.
Indomitable or suffer a tremendous amount of damage from fireball, I imagine.
Dexterity saving throws.
My Discord has disappeared. like it's active obviously, but I can't see it.
Othig, you still have your
D10.
D10.
Yeah, I don't know that that's
You
really
should
gonna.
probably use that.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mav is going to choose to fail his saving throw for a magic field and will absorb the fireball.
All right, sounds good.
13, I don't think is gonna cut it.
That one is, and you can see the other one is lightly wounded. So it looks like it's your old friend, and the one that's hurt starts laughing at the other one, and the other one is like, "Golf shoe ball fetcher."
Okay. Mav, what did you say you're doing?
He's sucking up.
He sucked up
sucking
the
up.
fireball.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So,
Oh, did I need to use my D10 then?
No.
and that is going to put Jeffrey at the top of the list here.
Hello, new friends. My offer still stands. You may stand down or die.
All right, do you want to take an action to try and persuade that, or are you just rolling with it?
You know what? They're insane. I figured the only way.
Go for it. Offer them terms.
Yeah, I think the only way to deal with them is to equally be as delusional, and I will delusionally take my turn, and I have advantage against that. So if you need a persuasion roll,
advantage against being crazy.
Offer them the terms of their surrender.
Persuasion with a +1.
It'd be really nice if my Discord would pop up on some window somewhere.
5.
Close it from the system tray and just reopen it.
Yeah, I suppose that's the only way to do it.
Probably.
And then so I will.
Well, you could try alt tabbing to see if it's up anywhere.
It is not an open window, but it won't open a window, so close it. You guys there? You can't hear me. Something happened again. That's funny, it's not in my system tray.
Rolled the tanks and his tank wasn't moving at the end of the match, and I was like, man, I know this guy did it. I know I'm the reason this guy isn't here right now.
We hear you.
It's yeah, and it says it's up again, but it's not.
Oh.
Okay, whatever. I just don't get to see you guys or to type in.
Hey, Mike, did you hear what I said before? Can you try to do alt tab and see if it's just up and hiding somewhere?
I did. That was the last thing I tried to do, but it's,
okay.
It shows me it, but I can't make it. I can't maximize it anywhere.
Are you using 2 monitors?
I am. So I think it's lost somewhere between them, but the problem is if I unplug the monitor to reset everything, I will lose my setup for recording.
Yeah. So you're fine.
That's fine. I'll be all right.
Something else you might want to try real quick. What was it? Windows M will minimize everything on your screen, and so then maybe you could bring it back up into frame.
I'm a little worried about that.
That might mess with OBS. That's probably not a great idea.
So that's all right. We'll just move on. I won't be able to see you guys. You guys can see me. That's fine.
Can't see
Jeffrey, you're up first. Oh, you can't? Oh, that's right, because I can't turn my camera back on.
Mm-hmm. And Jeffrey did his persuasion check of a 25 against those two to stand down or perish. We're looking for someone, and you can help us.
They start croaking in common, and you can all hear it. They're like, perish, 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 perish. And you don't know what they're doing, but they just keep croaking perish. Matt.
I think they want to perish.
Well, that's great.
I think they've accepted the terms.
I don't know. I have no idea. So
I think we're going in swinging.
I guess. I made a valiant attempt. Wow, Mavamine also failed.
No, they failed his saving throw against his spear card. Wow, that's awful. That's straight terrible.
That is straight terrible.
Wow. Perish.
Oh, T, what is going on with your camera, man? Just looked like a fireball hit your camera.
I mean, there's the potential.
Did I disadvantage on that attack?
They have advantage.
If you make a magical attack against them, they have advantage.
Yeah, but that was an attack roll.
Oh, you should not have then. Let me make a d20 roll. Well, no, it rolled a saving throw. Why did it?
Oh, because I used the wrong attack.
Okay.
Did we actually put ourselves in formation of how we'd be coming into the room?
No, we just kind of randomly, sporadically wandered in here.
Yeah.
No. I feel like I'd be down by you guys.
Oh, sure. Put yourself down there then. There you are.
All right.
All right, now I'm done.
All right, so
No.
Slod got blasted by Guiding Bolt. His turn comes around, and then let's see. He is going to
Doorknob!
You watch his hands start to light on fire, and he shoots a blast of fire at Mav.
Is this not a spell?
This is not a spell, actually.
Guess you chose perish.
But he misses with the first one, and then misses with the second one. And he's like looking at his fingers, and he's snapping, and you see him lighting on fire, and he's shaking his hands like he just doesn't understand why it doesn't work. And he's mumbling things about sandwich boards and homeless people. And then the other
yells at it, perish.
The other one
Perish.
steps up over here, pulls out a staff, and bonks his friend on the head with it. Ooh, hard too. And they're both just laughing and yelling perish.
I'm remembering Gladiator where guy turns to Maximus and he's like, some people should just know when they're conquered.
Yeah.
Othing, you're up.
Yay. Both wounded, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Take out number 2. Number 1 seems to be at
The
least
triangle is 15 feet down, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Take out what?
take out number 2.
Yeah, go for
because
number
number 1's at least sort
Take
of
out 2?
listening.
2 is the one that is attacking 1, though.
Wait, you just said 1 moved up to
Oh, this one. This one moves up. It was
Gotcha.
number 2. Number 1 is
Okay.
the one that was trying to hurt Mav.
Kill 1.
Kill 1 now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Aye,
2.
aye.
Isn't it?
No, that's 1.
No, it is 1. Okay.
Who's on third?
Yep.
What's on second? One of my favorites.
So Othig, it does his thing, lays into that slot, and
No, I'm gonna actually use parry.
okay. Parry comes around.
Can I get in front of this one? Like right? Can I stand here? Is this a spot to can I still stand there, or is that not okay?
You could stand 1 down. That there's not enough ledge there on that other one. Yep, you could stand.
Okay.
All right, Thanak, you're up.
Oh, I'm not in a space there. Okay. I'm gonna float myself over there
And you can because you're floating.
because I'm floating.
Are you just rowing
Oh my
yourself
gosh.
around with your spear?
Terrible, 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 terrible.
Oh, we should have set it up.
Terrible,
Crap.
terrible, 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 terrible,
You're so good.
Should have thrown you throwing Jeff.
terrible, 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 terrible.
No, perish.
I think the slots are affecting your brain.
Perish.
Doorknob.
I've been listening to him for too long.
Yeah. Look, you
Anything
get
else that you?
madness.
No, that's it.
All right, Jeffrey, you're up.
Such abysmal damage.
Yeah.
And I'm going to... So we've heard it say just a bunch of weird things, so I'm just going to throw out a bunch of random words about walnuts and tricky sticky wicket, and then I'm just going to viciously mock it and tell it that its head is way too big for its body.
I was hoping you were going to turn that
Obviously
into a vicious
skipped leg
mockery.
It's clearly skipped leg day.
Yeah. Oh. Yep.
Oh, really? Dang it.
Yep. So it pulls its fingers out and it starts counting them, and you hear it touches its first finger and it's like 32, 78, 62. And then it shakes its head no at you.
I agree. And that'll end Jeffrey.
All right, Mav.
Mav. Let's gonna do some more Spirit Guardians.
I feel like there's a cipher in all this to find out their language, and I really want to learn.
I know, so do I.
One of them finally saved.
Yeah, conveniently, it's the one that we're trying to make friends with. So
All right.
I think it's the one that you're trying to make friends with.
we're looking for your friend. So probably want me to make friends with.
Not these guys.
All right, so let's see. Othig and Thanok, please make Constitution saving throws, as when this thing dies, it explodes into a yellow mustardy-looking cloud of gas.
I'm going to use Indomitable.
Okay.
That is so much better.
All right, you will each take half of 45 damage, so that is 22 points of acid damage.
You got pwned. Did the
Matt,
other
we're
guy
just
take
gonna
that
look
too, or
at-
no?
No, it didn't take any, and now it is giggling perish like super
is
hard.
If that's acid damage, I'm going to take. I'm going to use absorb elements.
Okay.
So, what did I take?
22.
22, so 11. Okay.
All right. Anything else, Mav? No, that's bonus action, right? Yeah. No, you would still have a bonus action if you wanted it.
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay,
done.
cool. All right, Slod's turn. It is going to... No, it already went off on Mav's turn. It is going to whack itself in the face with its staff. You
I
see
appreciate him so much.
Look at this staff real hard, and then he whacks himself in the face for 16 points of damage.
Wow.
It's totally like the Psycho from Borderlands 2.
Yep.
Yeah, Krieg.
Othig,
There you go.
you're up.
Okay.
Oh,
Bye.
I gotta make a save. And he doesn't go anywhere.
Yay!
What a jerk.
Did you re-roll that one to another one?
He did.
They literally rolled it.
Yep. All right, so you lay some damage into it, but not enough.
I'm gonna move back one.
Okay. Thanok, you're actually in a wall there. Pop you out.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
the colors are so similar.
sorry, I wasn't zoomed in very far. Now I see it.
This will also do. Jeez, terrible. It will also do an extra D6 of acid.
Oh,
Does
nice.
that do any damage to him?
It does.
Okay.
No, actually,
So-
it does not. It does no.
Okay.
It does no damage.
All
to
right.
him.
Okay.
It would have gotten the reds and the blues, but not greeny. Jeffrey.
Okay. I didn't go yet.
Oh,
I mean, I
you
didn't finish
did.
going yet.
I'm sorry. I thought you finished.
Just once. Oh my gosh! Terrible damage. Terrible.
Doorknob.
Perish. Jeff, you're up. The slot is now heavily wounded.
I'm going to undeniable logic and psychically blast him, and I'll say, "Not with the stick. Use your brain." To viciously mock him following that.
Okay.
So he will take damage,
Well, that's good
and
damage.
then he will have disadvantage on. Is this how this works? How does this work? Blap. So it would be just one. Oh, he'll fail. Woo! And he'll take more psychic damage. Blap.
All right. Mav.
Well, we are going to do some.
That's really good Spirit Guardians.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. It was totally average. So you kill him. I need Constitution saving throws from Othig and Thanok.
Just.
Oh, I'm still in range.
Yep, it's 10 feet.
Ah, crap! I knew
If I could kill him with psychic damage, he wouldn't pop.
Thanok, you're going to take all of it. You're going to take 37 points of acid damage.
I use absorb elements again.
Othig, you're
so-
going to take, what is that, 16? No, 18. 18.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, my wife's home.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, wife. Everybody's waving. I think. I don't know. I lost my camera.
Hi, Lynn. Sorry, you don't feel well.
I was waving with my heart.
All right, so you guys have killed the slots. What do you want to do?
Head south for the winter.
All right.
I want some heals.
Okay.
I have no potions.
How do we intend to do healing? We could try and take a short rest.
Mav, how you doing with spells? But bye, Mav. He's not here.
He wanted off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I switched to push to talk, so I couldn't speak. I can do
that's
some
fine.
healing.
Could you do like
You do healer's kit?
healer's kit and some stuff like that?
I already did the healer's kit on Oath.
Oh.
But I can do a healing kit on everybody else.
I don't need it. I'm still.
Just
Neither
me.
do I.
Really got to get some
I'll use some magic on you, Othig.
potions. What's that?
I'll use some magic.
Don't forget second wind. It's a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
If you guys want to take an hour, I could do a song of rest, and I could do another inspiring leader to give us some 10 hit points.
Oh, I don't know if we want
I thought
to
that
take
was
it.
just once a day.
Inspiring leaders once.
I can use the robe of the orator a certain number of charges.
No, I thought Mike said if you do this once a day.
Yeah, the Inspiring Leader is a once-a-day feat.
I will mark that. Thank you.
Yep, not a problem.
/day.
While Mav and Othig figure out how they want to do this, I'm just going to charge forward recklessly.
Okay, cool.
With reckless abandon.
So, as you guys are
gonna
working
abandon all
through
the
your
recklessness.
hit point problems, you peek into the next room, and this entire odd-shaped room, it's got this really weird raised area, but it's not real high. It's only like 3 feet off the ground. And all around it and on top of it are piles of stuff. Just piles and piles of stuff. It can only be described for the most part as junk. There are stacks of furniture, both broken and whole, random household items, broken and whole like glasses and cups, plenty. These guys are hoarders to the best of your description. And between them are piles of smaller goods and clothing. It looks like a resale shop threw up in here.
Oh. Do you guys should we like try to look through this? I can do an investigation on this.
I mean, what if they have something that's like really good
Yeah, detect magic.
and they don't even know it?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
They wouldn't.
put up while they're healing and stuff. I'll ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. Make a perception check for me at advantage as you dig through. It would take you weeks to dig through all this, so you're just.
Can I do an investigation instead?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a search check.
I'm going to give him guidance, and I'm assuming that at a D4.
So 26. All right. So the first thing you detect that's magic, you're able to put together 741 golden coins. So that's pretty cool. It's a good amount of money.
How much did you say?
741.
740.
Are you writing it down, Mav?
Noted.
41
Okay.
coins. Then the next thing you find is a magical rocking chair. You don't know.
Stradvan Cherevich.
It's magical.
I hate you so much.
It's a magical rocking chair. And then you find a very large magical painting. And as you pick it up and you're holding this painting, the image in it transforms into your group
Oh gosh, put it down.
fighting the Nightmare Lord.
Oh.
What type of magic is it exuding? Is it
It is transmutation. And then the last thing you find is a really strange magical box. This thing is goofy looking. It's a small, beat up, flimsy old metal chest that has some artwork on it depicting a heroic looking young man with a brightly shining light sword over his head. Off to the side of him, kneeling on some rocky ground, is a regal looking woman with a white gown and golden hair side buns. Behind them in the background is an image of a large humanoid. Its face is obscured by a dark helmet, and its mask kind of has a skull-like appearance. The background has a golden man standing next to a weirdly shaped blue trash barrel. And then
So bizarre.
there's some weird craft racing towards an odd-looking moon. You shake it a few times, and you're like, what the heck what is this going on? And there's something rattling around inside of it. Let me show you a picture of this thing that I found on the internet. This ancient... Oh, I can't, because I can't throw up Discord.
Share it with somebody on Facebook and we'll post it.
Yeah, maybe I can do that. Hold on. This is really important. We got to get this out here.
What if you Alt-Tab? Like, hold Alt...
He's tried that.
Yeah.
Alt-Tab?
That was the thing that made him close before and didn't come back.
No, he closed after he did that. He said. I had him do that. He said he already did it.
I thought you did something else. Sorry.
No, it's all good. So I am going to share this with Tony. Gosh, my computer is running super slow. I bet you the recording this week is going to be really skippy, which is sad.
Because this is a good one.
Tony Hansen. And then I need this. There you go. Tony can throw that in Discord for you guys.
Oh, that's amazing. Let's see. Copy.
Yeah, so you guys find this weird box, and there's something inside of it banging around.
I'll open it up.
You open it up, and inside of it is a cylinder that has a screw-on cup and lid, and a sandwich in a plastic baggie.
And it's magical? This whole thing's magical?
The whole thing is magical.
What kind of magic is it?
It is transmutation magic. I think that's whatever it's conjuration.
It makes things. It makes joy is what it makes.
Matt believes this is a bag of holding. He just starts shoving stuff into it.
My way.
You put something else into it, but it does not seem to have that extra dimensional space.
By the way, Mike, this is almost the exact same thing I gave to Alex when he had a deity of madness.
Oh gosh!
It was his way of communicating with it, as it would leave him notes in his lunchbox.
That's so funny. Let's see. So let me. Yeah. So. I'll just explain these things to you because they're fun. So you found the rocking chair of the elder. Sitting in this chair causes you to remember things in your life, but you remember them more awesomely than they actually were. You are also driven to tell everyone around you about the experience, whether they've already heard it or not. Doing so gives anyone listening to this gains temp hit points equal to twice your charisma modifier.
Wow.
We are giving this to
Dude!
Oren. We are giving that to Oren.
The second one is the painting of exploits. This magical painting will randomly repaint itself to display wonderful moments in the owner's life. They are always done very epically. Being featured in this painting gives you one free advantage roll daily.
Hey.
What?
And then the school lunchbox. Eating this meal allows you to spend 1d4 hit dice without taking a short rest. The amount depends on what is in the lunch. The lunchbox has one charge and restores itself just before the bus picks you up.
Why?
So if you roll a 1, you get 1 hit dice, and the meal is bologna sandwich and
Hey!
milk. What?
Are these created from the time when you asked people to come up with crazy magic items?
No, these I just came up with today in my office.
Oh,
I was
man,
just
that
sick
would've
and
been so
tired
great.
of work today. One is a bologna and milk lunch, bologna sandwich and milk. 2 is ham and cheese with milk. 3 is peanut butter and jelly with chalky milk.
Chucky milk.
And 4 is a Nerf steak in blue milk. Oh, so happy. So you guys found all my super cool trinkety magic items in the junk pile.
That's awesome.
Thank you
That's
for
great.
that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, before you heal, Oakley, do you want some lunch?
I do. I'm gonna roll my d4.
You actually have more hit points right now than he does.
Oh.
You want to? You should. You found it. You'd probably roll anyway.
He just comes out munching on a sandwich.
You eat whatever was on your first anyway.
It's
I'll have a lunch.
it is so very Oathing.
Yeah, Nerf blue milk.
Nerf sandwich and glue.
Oh man,
Oh.
Nerf
So
steak.
Thana comes around the
Nerf
corner
steak,
holding
sorry.
this box, and he's just eating something, and we're like, "Give it to Thana, he'll eat it."
Yep.
Imagine this whole scene. He just pulls up this rocking chair with this painting of himself and you guys.
You come around the corner and I'm in the chair drinking blue milk,
With the painting at your side.
Battle.
Just
Yes.
playing it.
showing everybody the painting about how awesome it was.
You're telling a story about how you just looted this place and how awesome it was.
It's like, we're all like, yeah, Thanak, we were there.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel
No, but hold on. Here's the best part. Yeah, we know. No, but here's the best part.
Yeah, we were there. It literally just happened.
Like, yeah, that was a month ago.
You guys remember that green slot?
Oh,
Oh man, good
What
time.
do we get inspired by with?
10 hit points.
we get
10
That-
hit
Double your
points.
charisma
2 times your charisma modifier worth in 10 hit points.
modifier.
Oh man, your charisma's garbage.
my charisma. You guys get negative. You guys will lose hell.
You are the right proper grandpa then.
Wait a minute. Wait, you guys. What is it? It's double your. It's 2 times your.
Charisma.
Yeah, so it would be negative. Like, can you actually get?
Nope. You get 1 hit point.
No, you get at least 2 hit points.
-1 times -1.
You're the worst.
I'm taking it.
Oh man,
I would take it.
minimum of 2 hit points.
Excellent.
Oh, exciting.
Taking it.
We'll have to get Jeffrey
That
to tell some
raises
stories
the
about-
max HP.
No,
No.
it's 10 hit points.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave my 5.
Yeah,
Yep, you still got your 5. Nice, Mav. Those are from me.
Mav just wants nothing to do with this story. Like, leave me alone. No, come back and listen.
Are we going right?
Yeah, we should go
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
Because we're still looking for your other girlfriend.
My other girlfriend? She's not my girlfriend.
They're all your girlfriends.
Well, one of them's a dude.
I mean, we don't know that. You haven't checked.
I mean, listen.
I'm listening. Are you in the chair? Because if so, I'm definitely listening.
Let's just say that was not the first time I asked for somebody's protein.
I did.
Are we hauling around this chair? Are we really going to carry around this chair with us?
Panic's a
I
lot
want that.
here.
I'm not getting out of it. You guys are pulling me. I'm floating.
No.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you are floating. Okay, I will pull you now. Yeah.
You're
No,
just
I
some
won't.
kind of crazy, crotchety old grandpa floating around and rocking.
No, I'm definitely pulling him by the tip of the stick.
I'm floating around like Yoda.
Oh man, that's just spectacular.
Regular Yoda.
So
not baby
great.
Yoda.
It's so great. All right, so
If I throw you at someone while you're sitting in the chair, does it uninspire them?
If it hits him, it might.
moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. So you guys head back through the dungeon. You go to the other way. What is that? Where's that room?
What a ridiculous group of human beings.
Okay, so you come into this room and you hear somebody mumbling up ahead.
Attack. I will sneak.
Okay.
Doorknob.
Yeah. I will sneak and make a perception.
Do it. Make both those checks.
While he's doing that, hey Mike, how often does the painting change?
You don't know.
Okay.
So
I thought you had mentioned it, but maybe you didn't.
I don't think
why
I did.
am I at disadvantage? I have no idea why that happened.
Okay.
Anyway, I rolled at disadvantage, but I don't know why, because I shouldn't have disadvantage on stealth. But here is perception.
That's still a very good stealth. Tony, you look around the corner, and there is a hippo man up to his knees in a pit, stirring a pit of that slime, mumbling about,
Told me I had to get all the colors to mix together. These colors don't even want to blend. Yellow and green are not making nothing.
All right, so I will lean over to everybody and say, I think the slime makes you crazy.
What gave you that impression? Oh wait, so I would be. So where can I see? Where is the hippo man?
he's wandering around inside that little triangle pit. Well, it's a pretty big triangle pit. But
Yeah.
he's mumbling about how he's been doing this for days on end.
And I don't see anything else.
No.
I'm going to use message, and I'm going to duck back around the corner, and I'm going to use message on him, and just whisper in his mind. I need. So I'm going to try and think of this in a crazy way, of like nonsensical things, but to also send him to the prisoner area. So I'm gonna stick with my walnut thing, walnut theme, and I'm just gonna walnuts, cashews, crush them. I need prisoners. Find the prisoners. And
He takes his stick up and he shakes it at the ceiling like he's pointing an umbrella at a spider in the corner.
Get out of my head, you blasted toad slime. Fine, I'll go.
And he just throws it down into the slime and he moves off to the northeast.
Oh man.
I'm so glad that worked. And I will use message to everyone else and let them know I found another hippo man, and he is leading us towards the prisoners. Let's go! And I will sneak forward.
Another? You mean one?
We've seen hippos before.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Are you sneaking towards the next room then?
Yeah, I will sneak following the wall, and I'll tell everybody to just stay near-ish by, okay. And I will message if I need them to move forward.
So go ahead and make another stealth check, because now you're changing positions as you head over to there.
Will do. Stealth check. I can't roll that.
Oh.
I'll try again. Much better.
Yay.
Yeah.
Much better. So let's put our gift friend on the map.
Yes. Sorry.
You see him like looking under things and wandering around, and he's mumbling to himself. He's like, "Who's speaking to me? There's no toad beings in here." And he walks up to one of these stone pillars, and as he does, it transitions from stone to, it looks like glass or crystal, and there is a starved out looking tiefling in there who just goes ape. He starts like spitting, and his mouth is gnashing his teeth, and he's clawing at the walls, and he's like, "Oh, settle down, Benny." And he walks away from it, and he walks over to the other larger one, and there is a much wider humanoid in there of a kind you don't recognize. It has 6 arms, and it has a very ape-like face, and it does the exact same thing. And he's like,
"Jerome, stop banging on the glass. You know you can't get out of there. Nobody's talking to me."
and he starts heading back your way.
I will scurry around the corner, and send message at him again and say, "No, the female, the one with the breasts."
He scratches his head. He's like, "Wow, toads all of a sudden interested in bosoms. So very strange. There's several!" He just starts yelling. "Several, you know. So many bosoms in this place." And he just sits down.
I can't. All right. I'm just gonna let these guys know that he's become far less helpful than I was expecting. Do we just want to go talk to him?
I mean,
You can respond to this message.
thanks. Sure.
Did I hear a sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys kind of all slip out from around the corner, and he's like, "Poof! What the dwarves!"
I will walk up and I will just salute.
Oh, very good, Master Short Dwarf. Have you come to redeem me from my captivity?
Yes, we're here looking for, I think, a female dwarf.
No, she's a human.
We're looking for that guy's girlfriend. And I'll point to the dwarf.
Yeah, I think that would make him also assume that it's a.
Yeah. Probably.
You're looking for someone.
Several someone.
We're looking for 2 people.
How many... Hold on. Important question of note. How many toad people live in here?
I'm not sure.
We've killed 6.
They blink in and out of existence and torment me in my dreams.
Well, frick.
And now that you guys have moved into the room, you can see there's several of these pillars in this area.
How do we let them out?
You don't want to let them out. They're not safe.
If so, assuming, like, using logic here, assuming that they are in fact insane, could it be deduced that calm emotions would at least make them communicatable?
Communicable.
You could certainly try. You'd have to get a little closer to one of them. Right now, you don't think they're targetable because they're behind the...
That was what I was assuming. So
Get a little bit closer.
okay, Thanik, do you want to describe who we're looking for so the Hippo Man can help us?
Yeah, it's a human male and a human female.
Oh.
I don't remember what they look like.
Oh. Well, you don't want any of the blokes in this place. They're all dead. However, there were 2 new ones, a man and a woman, just brought in recently.
Yeah, it would have been very recent.
They took them to the tubes.
The tubes?
And he's like, "Oh, bollocks, I don't have my stick anymore, or I'd point the way. I guess I'll have to use these extensions on my hand." And he just points a finger. Down across the triangle and to the opening to the southeast.
All right, thank you.
What's to the northeast?
That's where they put the thing on their heads and close their eyes.
Is he a prisoner here?
Oh, of course not. I could leave any time I want if they let me.
Right. What do they have you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's great. What do they have you doing?
Mostly trying to mix paint, it seems, but it doesn't want to mix. It must be oils. Blasted oils. Everybody should be using latex. What are these people, barbarians?
It's true. Latex is a wonderful barrier against communicable diseases.
Yes, they are, and you should have nothing to do with them.
That's what I keep telling myself.
You're right.
I should have nothing to do with them. You shouldn't either. And he's obviously not talking to you.
Oh. Does he seem okay?
What do you mean by okay? Because I think I've clearly illustrated that he's
nothing about this guy.
I am wondering if it seems that he is brain broken or being magically manipulated. Trying to determine whether I would need to use some sort of restoration or if dispel magic would.
Make an insight check.
I was hoping for medicine, but I'll take insight.
Then after this, I'll ask him where the tubes are. Or you already told us where the
really
tubes
good.
So you're looking at him, and you don't think it's magical, but you do notice this dude's broke. Like, when he starts to talk to himself, he has completely engaged himself in the conversation, listing off the pros and cons of staying or leaving. His eyes are actually looking different directions, and when one of them is talking, it's the one that starts to move around the room, and it's very animated, and then he stops and changes position, and the other eye starts to... And he blinks and makes facial expressions with half of his face.
This might be a little beyond Lester.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll
Look,
work.
Jeff, I work real hard.
I do have a greater form of Lester. It's his uncle, Greeter.
Chester.
Restoration. I will attempt to. Oh gosh, do I? Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to attempt a greater restoration. This guy.
Okay.
It's a 5th level spell. So we'll
he
see what
stands
happens.
up immediately and salutes you, and he's like, "Cornwall Cornelius, at your service, sir."
Wonderful, and I will hand him. Wait, who's got it? I need to borrow. Who's got the gun?
None of us have a gun. We don't have a gun.
A gun?
We had a small hand cannon
We
From
do?
where?
from the blown up gift ship.
No.
Different campaign, I believe.
Frick!
Yeah.
You're right. I'm thinking of. Dang it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Yep.
In that case, I have it most likely.
Yep.
It's you.
Vocker has several hand
Vocker.
cannons and muskets.
I will hand him
Dang it.
the psionic spear, though.
Oh, jolly good. I cannot wait to put this into something. Shall we find some combatants, friends?
Yes, let's lead the way to the tubes, please.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry your friends are in the tubes. It's terrible. I should just show it to you.
Real quick,
Yeah.
is he too big to wear armor? Could we put some half plate on him or something?
I wouldn't wear that if my life
Oh, that's
depended
right.
on it.
It's gonna. Let's go.
So he takes you around the corner into this chamber. And this room is filled with tubes and strange controls suspended in these tubes. And by these tubes, some of these people are in full tubes and some of them just have a glass bowl around their head. Are 9 humanoids in here. Well, most of them are human, but there's also an illithid, a strange blue-skinned looking elf, and you believe, from what people were saying at the colony, a Githyanki. The ones that aren't fully in a tube all have their heads in a sealed glass bubble, and they're all filled with tubes, and the bubbles are filled with some sort of pinkish fluid, making it very hard to make out specific facial features.
Would you recognize your friends based on any of their other body figure shapes?
Well, if you get close, you can see through it, but from a distance, you'd have to get up very close to all of them.
You could probably
So-
Yeah, let's take a look.
thoughts in here.
Regardless of if they're in
Yeah,
a
no.
tube or they got the fishbowl, they're all in like a stasis or
Yep,
what?
some sort of stasis. The ones that are in the fishbowl, they have tubes going like straight into their sides. In other orifices.
I'm a little averse to using detect thoughts at the moment, just because if they're in some sort of like nightmare state, I would like to not participate.
Yeah, good call.
Where's your sense of adventure?
So,
Anyway,
and all of them are...
Sense of adventure. Let me tell you, and I'll sit in the chair. I'm kidding.
Who are you kidding? You're still in the chair. I'm pulling you.
You never got out of the chair.
Yeah, you never got out.
You look around, and 2 of the humans, it is Felrin and Jenica.
Oh, hey, that's good news.
Okay, but before we do anything, we should probably figure out, like, maybe if anything bad's going to happen if we
Yeah,
disconnect
definitely.
them from... Yeah.
We
Do
could
they
ask the
seem to
hippo.
be still
Can
alive?
we
Yes, all of these
Can
people
we-
do seem to be alive.
ask Cornelius what he knows about this place? Like, what is happening as them being, like, hooked up as part of this?
Well, I'm
Does he know?
Not quite sure what's going on here. I do know they run all kinds of experiments on whatever individuals they can capture. I was too large for their machinery, and so they put me to work mixing paint.
what's the paint for?
Who did it to you? Who
And,
did this to you?
Nothing to paint too long.
The Toad Men. Yes, I do believe I was deep in the paint.
Deep in the paint. Okay. Does there seem to be some sort of like control
There are
unit?
there are multiple different control units around the room, and there
If
do
I-
seem to be smaller ones attached to the individuals themselves.
Is there any like writing on any of this stuff?
Mm-mm.
Does he know how to operate it and like take them out? Like, does he know if anything's bad is going to happen if we just like start ripping stuff?
No, he really doesn't know. He would never admit to this, but he basically was reduced to a mindless janitor.
Yeah.
You said there like a single primary like unit that things seem to be.
There's a large control unit in the middle, several mid-sized off to the side, and each pod has a small control unit by it.
You are a master tinker. Master
I am. I'm just.
Yeah.
This is all foreign to me. Would my tinkering skill give me any kind of
Make a check.
insight into
I'm
this?
going to give you a bardic inspiration.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So you have a D10, and I will assist you. So as to give you advantage. Are we getting a blessing of any kind? A guidance?
Always.
10?
Always.
Oh.
Whoa.
No,
plus
a guidance
D4.
is only
There we go.
4. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
So that is a
Why did you roll it?
43?
Yeah, 43. There is no rhyme or reason to the controls. Even the ones that are patterned out, like how smaller the individual tubes have smaller control panels, they're all different. However, your check, you begin to somehow, maybe it's the exposure to this place, maybe it's something else, but inside of the chaos, there is peace. And you are fairly certain you know how to deactivate these things.
I will deactivate these things.
Which one do you want to go for them all at once? Do you want to do them individual? How do you want to do this?
Could somebody do a check, obviously cursory, on these guys? Like, how healthy do they look?
Not very. It doesn't even take a check. They don't look healthy at all.
So I'm fine to do all of them.
Okay.
I would recommend leaving the Gith. So.
Can we do this maybe a couple at a time?
Sure.
Yeah, we should probably not. We do know.
So I'm gonna start over. Who's okay? There's the Gith, there's the Illithid, there's Jenica and Fellerin, and then there's just random other ones.
There's
a blue-skinned elf.
A blue-skinned elf, and then the rest are all just basic humans.
How many more was it?
There are 6. There are 6 humans, and then the 3 weird races. So there are 4 just basic humans.
Okay, I'm gonna look at there's 4 basic humans.
Yep.
I'm gonna let out the 4th one.
Okay.
And just see what happens, because this may kill him.
Make a d20 roll for me.
Wait.
So, you go to flip some switches and you're very confident you're doing it right, and then you realize inside of the chaos, peace runs differently. You should have done it in reverse order, and this person is sucked into the tubes and pulpized and just yanked right out of everywhere, and they are instantly gone. Their fishbowl opens up and this pink fluid falls out onto the floor, and there's nothing left of this person.
You should do that again with the Illithid.
I'm gonna take out the next human next to him.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try to do it correctly this time.
The tubes disconnect themselves. He still has wounds in his side, and then the fluid in his tube drains out, and he is laying there breathing, but he is disconnected from the machinery.
Okay, so then I'm gonna I'll let everybody go except for the Gith.
Okay, so you leave the Gith and the Illithid in there. Everybody else is there. They are all unconscious.
Okay.
Several of them are floating, and you realize those are the ones they stuck in the full tubes. Were the ones that were floating.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't understand what you just said.
The gravity in this place is weird.
Yeah. So me, they would have put me in a tube.
because your gravity is being. Everyone else seems to be just floating.
Yep.
The elf. Can we kind of decipher what kind of elf this is, or if it's not an elf we would be familiar with?
It is not an elf you would be familiar with at all. And then Thanak kind of has a moment of inkling, and he realizes this isn't an elf; it's an Eladrin, a very close relative of the elf, but more home in the Fae.
Okay. How fun. Do we care to deal with these other two? We could take them back to the ship, and we could put them in the prison. Our ship could take control over them.
Yeah, we're still linked with him. Do we want to ask Fazagul?
I will ask him.
Is he
out of range?
Not
for Rary's telepathic bond.
Yeah, Tony cast it on him. You're out of range for his general one, but not the spell.
Basically, the question is he okay in mind and Illithid?
He
and a Gith.
He says, Jeffrey, would you mind if I borrowed your eyes?
You know what? Sure.
Oh.
I'm always telling people they need to live more in the moment and where their adventure.
And as you're doing that, he just assumes control of your arms, and he's like, "These are so strange," and he starts to poke at your eyeballs.
Those were my arms, not my eyes.
Sorry. Oh my. Well, let's leave the Illithid behind, but that's not a Githyanki, that's a Githzarai.
Do we want it?
They might be much more amenable than their angry cousins.
Okay. And
although bringing him on to me, he will hate me.
That's okay.
Oh. Well, the question is will he be appreciative enough to be free to put that aside temporarily?
Probably not. I enslaved millions of his kind.
On the plus side, we can always use some magics to discuss that with him separately. And if anything, Kelleran can make him seem as though he is somewhere other than inside of a mind flare ship.
Oh, trickery! I like it. Can I stay
really the only thing
in your eyes? They're so wonderful, and you're touching them again.
God dang it! Can I at least use them I need them?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, most of the time you get to look where you want to look, unless something shiny shows up.
Nope. Then get out. Get out.
Oh, dang it.
Here. Use the GIF the GIF, and I will add him to our Rary's telepathic bond.
I don't think you can do that.
If I cast the ritual again, I can. Oh no!
Yeah, but he's out of range.
Yeah, let's not do that. We'll worry about that later. So yeah, let's gather everybody up. The GIF, I'm sure, can help us carry some stuff, and let's grab your friends and head back to the ship.
Yeah. You pile bodies into the GIF's arms. He's like, I don't normally play the role of medic. I'm more of a cannon man myself, but a GIF will do what the situation calls for. And he just walks off with 8 of them in his arms.
So we're leaving the Illithid. Do you just want to suck the Illithid into the tube real quick?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. You just walk over and you flick a switch and you just and he's just sucked into the tubes.
I am curious, Zilgar, I can't remember our ship's name. Why did you want us to leave him behind?
It would be very uncomfortable and hard for me to explain, and I'd rather not any of them tell anyone else what we're doing.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, we did just blend him up, so I think we're good. So there's that. All right, let's head out.
All right, so you guys skirt around the paint pool, and you head back out the door, and you are unmolested by anything else down here in the Salad dungeon, and you drift back out across the Astral Sea and board your ship, and that's where we'll start next week.
Yeah.
Nice. FYI,
or 2 weeks.
I think I heard.
In 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah, because you're going to be gone this next Thursday, and then you'll be back. So the other 3 of you will get your Christmas holiday episode next Thursday, and then,
How fun.
Excellent.
Just as a point of note, Mike, my plan within that next one is to utilize Kelleran and make sure that Gith Zerai doesn't, freak out. So we
could
conversation with him.
Yeah, could Fazragul kind of keep him in a stupor?
Yeah, that shouldn't be too terribly hard.
Yeah.
I do have a question for all of you. We can, over Discord over the next 2 weeks, wrap up you getting home, and we could just fast forward back to home, or we could play out as another adventure you guys getting home. But you've accomplished your mission, and homeward bound would be the next logical step, unless you have something else you want to do.
We have some people to drop off at Round Town.
Not that hard of a deal. I mean, Fazragul can direct you in the right distance, and you can take some time to get there and get out. And Round Town could be an interesting place, and if you guys want to explore it, cool. I'll write up some stuff. But if not, then we'll get back to home and dealing with the problems you have back at home.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with heading home.
If we're fast tracking to go back home to Talist on the material plane, are we bringing the ship with us?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. He's part of our clan now.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys have a shared memory. He's kind of a granite bag.
So have we determined if he is? I mean, I know that Illithid are inherently evil. Have we determined that he is curious enough that he is starting to break away from his normal demeanor?
No. He's never really come across as evil.
Well, they are though.
Well, sure, but I mean, are we talking evil Skeletor, or are we talking evil just selfish and taking care of himself?
I was going to say, I think I understand them to be lawful evil, but
yep,
like that Skeletor was the most evil thing you could think of.
Right.
Like that was the apex that came up
with. The pure embodiment of evil, Skeletor.
Skeletor. Yeah.
All I can think of is that Christmas clip that gets played every year.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
No, he is definitely morally troubling. He's definitely not like, let's conquer the world and murder people that I like evil. He likes people. You can tell that you have genuinely formed a bond of affection there. But he has no qualm. I mean, if you said, "Hey, should we kill 1,000 people and feed them to you?" He'd be like, "Sure, let's do it." So
with that, we'll have to lay down some ground rules of making sure that as an adventuring party that we don't end up getting a contract to come and kill him.
Yeah, you can work all that out.
Okay.
So if sounds like the opinions lead towards headed home, so I will work up some Discordy stuff to make the interesting points you would still see here in the Astral Sea pop out, and then our next adventures will take place with you guys leaving or starting at your keep.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Yeah, because I think the only thing we would do in Round Town is try and get another TV deal for some sort of like Bear Grylls style thing happening with the Nautiloid.
And we still need to find Keith.
We'll just. I think Keith has got his own stuff figured out. I don't think we got to worry about it.
All right.
That's so funny. That is so funny because I completely forgot about Keith this last.
So did I.
Planning this adventure.
Just a second.
I thought about sending him a sending spell, but after what happened last time, I was like, no, I'm just gonna let him hang out in the bar and try and figure out where we are. We're doing okay without him.
He seems happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I know anything about my own character, he'd be more than happy to just be forgotten about. So. All right, I think we're done for tonight then.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Merry Christmas, guys. I will see
Merry
you
Christmas.
on the flip side.
Merry Christmas, dude.